as regenerative medicine, including PRP and joint replacements with CT guidance for accuracy down to the millimeter. If you are experiencing any of these symptoms, call us for an appointment today or log on to BariOrthopedics.com.
Find out more at BariOrthopedics.com. That's BAHRI Orthopedics.com. I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and there's so many cool products that are on the line at Cycles of Jacksonville. The showroom is Atlantic and Regency, and we're talking, Greg, you've got from any level of price point, the experienced rider to the inexperienced on-road, off-road.
We've got it. We've got ATVs, we've got motorcycles, we've got scooters, we even have the new Honda boats. We've got something for everyone.
Don't forget about the boat line from Honda. It's all right there, waiting for you. Atlantic and Regency or Cycles of Jacksonville's Facebook page.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Coogan Nation. Time to rise and shine and start your day with Duval Sports Media Big Steppers. Dan Hicken. You know it! Jeff Proctor.
It's a big deal.
Gosh, it sure is a big deal.
And E to the T.
E.T. is in the booth. Rise and shine. Googans Go Time on a Friday morning. It's a GFL Friday as visions of basketball dance in my head. We get you going here on a Friday morning. Listen, when the script is in your favor, it's good just to see the script play out. And I feel like that's what happened in Florida's Sweet 16 game last night against Maryland. The narratives that we trumpeted going into the game ultimately played out. Maryland's a good team. They were, top 4 in the Big Ten. They came in hot. Another team Florida played that had come into the matchup really hot. They hung around with Florida. It didn't give you that same sense of nervousness that UConn hanging around with Florida gave you. And ultimately, the thought going into the game last night was that the depth of Florida would ultimately wear Maryland down. And, I thought they'd win a double-digit game. And it's exactly how it played out. What the final ultimately ended up being, 16? Yeah, 87-71 ultimately was the final last night, and that's exactly how it played out. Florida just too many pieces, and they just keep running at you. Players from both sides, coaches from both sides acknowledging that in the postgame last night. The Gators led by 2 at the half. Boy, as you continue to watch this season for Florida, and on the Gator side, hopefully 3 more special ball games. They're in the middle of one kind of amazing stat here. I pointed this out last week, and since it was in play again last night, I'll point it out. When Florida leads at half this year, they're unbeatable, literally. They've won like 23 or 4 games in a row when they lead at half this year. So they took a 2-point lead into the half last night, and then they just, the depth and the waves of depth just kept coming. I mean, Maryland's starting 5 went minutes, 32, 34, 31, 37, 29. They had 2 other dudes. One played 11 minutes and one played 18, and that was it. And you look on the Florida side, and the minutes were spread. They were spread even more than they wanted to be when Alex Condon went down with a twisted ankle in the first half. That was a scary moment. He was able to return last night. They were a much better team even last night with Condon on the floor. So, him playing last night hopefully is a great sign going into what will be a Elite 8 matchup with Texas Tech. More on that in a second. But listen, it's not just the depth. It's not just that Florida can run a lot more guys with more intense minutes at you. But it's the stat lines at the end of the game. I mean, who's who here? You ready? I got one dude's got 10 points and 8 rebounds. I got one dude's got 15 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. I got another guy with 13 points, 4 assists. I got another guy with 14 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. I got another guy with 13 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. I got another guy that's got 12 points, a rebound, and an assist. Florida turned the ball over in the first half, and it kept Maryland in the game. 13 turnovers, season high for a half, but completely cleaned it up in the intermission. They had, I think, 4 turnovers in the second half. They got a quiet game from Walter Clayton. He only took 9 shots and was only 3 of 9 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3. Gators hit their free throws better last night, so that never got to weave itself into the storyline. I think they were like 75, 80% for the night. They just kill you on the boards. Maryland had 20 rebounds last night, boys. 20. 40-minute game. They had 20 rebounds. They got a rebound every couple of minutes. Florida, in fact, had almost as many offensive rebounds as Maryland had total rebounds. And Florida did have more offensive rebounds than Maryland had defensive rebounds. Yeah, they don't have the bigs to compete. And you know, you look at the Florida bigs. Condon, 4 rebounds. Chinyelu had 8, so we're up to 12. You throw in Thomas Howell. He had 9. We're at 21. Handlockton in limited time had another 3. So that's 24 rebounds for the Florida bigs, 20 for the Maryland team. And Florida out-rebounded them 42-20. Now, look, now it's this. 6:10, Saturday night, Florida, Texas Tech for the right to go to the Final Four. The 1 seeds continue to flex their muscle. The power of the SEC continues to flex its muscle. Alabama blitzed a Big 12 team last night. Be careful making too many comparisons, but Florida now faces a Big 12 team, a team a lot like BYU in Texas Tech. I thought when the brackets came out, St. John's included, I thought the toughest matchup for the Gators in their entire region would be Texas Tech. I put Texas Tech in my bracket all the way into this Elite 8 matchup. And so we'll see. I think this is going to be a gut check game. I think this one will go down to the end. This game will be 87-85. Who makes this shot at the end? Florida's better than Texas Tech. Arkansas had them beat last night. 16-point second-half lead for Calipari and Arkansas, and they could not hold the lead down the stretch. Texas Tech does have – they've got a depth factor. They're just from a matchup standpoint, they are just much better equipped to hang with and or beat Florida than the other matchups so far and the other matchups that they could have had. They got a real similar deal. Now, they're not as deep. They're not going to go 10 deep. Don't get me wrong. But they'll go 7 quality players. Like, they had 3 dudes go for 20 last night. That's not easy to do in college basketball. They got the Big 12 Player of the Year. Good basketball conference. Houston plays there. But J.T. Toppin, no relation, by the way, to the Toppins that are in the NBA, but J.T. Toppin, Player of the Year. Damian Williams last night had a big game. He hit the shot that sent it to overtime, and then he hit what would be the game winner. He had 20. Christian Anderson's more of a three-point shooter, but he had 22 last night. Florida should, again, be able to wear him down. Texas Tech last night only played 7. Only played 7, and one of the 7 only played, two of the 7 played, one played 11 and one played 13. But they got nothing from their point guard, who's a really good player. He played 45 minutes last night, Texas Tech's point guard, and he had so far in the tournament averaged like 15 points, 8 assists. He went 1 for 10 from the field last night. He had 4 points, 5 assists, 5 turnovers. That's not going to happen coming up on Saturday. So it's Texas Tech and Florida. Texas Tech is the 3 seed. The power at the top of college basketball continues to flex its muscles. We got another 4 games tonight, that will shape the rest of the Elite 8. But so far on that side, you got the 1 and the 2 with Duke and Alabama, and you got the 1 and the 3 with Florida and Texas Tech. So if you were like me when the field was announced, if you'd watched much college basketball this year, I couldn't shake myself off of writing these teams that look like they're just a notch better than the rest of the field. Most of the time in March Madness, doesn't happen that way. Arkansas was the last double-digit seed left, and they're now way gone. By the way, the teams that play tonight, man, it's a 1 and a 4 and a 2 and a 3 in one of the regions. And the other, it's what? Auburn is a... Who does Auburn play? Let me go to my fact. I mean, just, like I said, visions of basketball dance in my head. It's just, matchups and brackets. And so, let's set the table for tonight. We've got, Auburn plays Michigan. That's a 1-5. Michigan State plays Ole Miss. That's a 2-6. So Ole Miss as a 6 is the lowest seed left, which is really amazing to only be at the Sweet 16 level. Half of the Sweet 16 is done, and the biggest Cinderella you got is a 6 seed. So tonight it's Ole Miss and Michigan. That's the 2 and the 6. The rest of that region, the other side of that region is Michigan-Auburn. That's the late game. That's the 5 and the 1. And then it's pure chalk, man, in the South region. Houston a 1. This is another oversight from the NCAA. Imagine that. They're full of them. But here's Houston, the 1 seed, the number 2 overall seed. They've earned a clear-ish path. And a clear-ish path doesn't include having a 4 seed in your region, Purdue, who now you have to go play in basically a home game for them. How weak is that? So here's Houston. It's not even the 2. Houston's the 1. They got to play the 4 seed, Purdue, in Indianapolis. Brilliant, NCAA. You done it again. It's amazing. Why not just make Purdue, put Purdue in Florida's bracket and put Maryland in this regional, and you wouldn't have had this kind of issue. They're both, 4 or 5 seeds? But no, not you jokers. If there's a way to dumb it down even more, you can do it. I'm sorry, that's just not dumbing it down anymore. This is just like total. Run your brackets through the AI, you numbskulls. That's all it would take. One run. Tell AI what can and can't happen and let them start spitting your brackets out. Because you doofuses are going to make the Houston Cougars, who have been one of college basketball's grittiest, best teams the last 3 or 4 years, in the Sweet 16, they got to play in front of 40,000 Purdue fans. Not even in the field house, mind you. They got to go play them in Lucas Oil. Nice. Well thought out. Boy, Houston going to earn their way. E.T. loves what I'm hearing. You love what I'm throwing down, E.
I see what you're doing.
Yeah, the guy that picked Purdue in there.
Boiler up.
He's ready to boil her up now. To me, the game tonight, though, that's the most interesting, Kentucky and Tennessee. This gives me Jags-Titans vibes. I'll tell you what I mean. In 1999, Jags had the best team in the AFC. Period. End of story. But they had a terrible matchup, /season series with the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee beat them twice in the regular season. Buddy, we were going to get them back in that AFC championship game. Yeah, Cream was going to rise to the top in that one. That's fine. You got your 2 regular season games. Come on, we're going to the Super Bowl. Well, that's kind of Kentucky-Tennessee. Kentucky beat Tennessee twice this year in the regular season. But the thought is, okay, all right, we get our crack now. All right, we're Tennessee. We've been in the top 5 all year. So we appreciate your little run here, Kentucky. You're 24-11. It ends tonight. I don't know. We'll see. I'm getting that Jags-Titans vibe just a little bit. Last night was a good night for me in the bracket, though, E. I don't know if you're paying much attention. You don't have them all printed out and watching, are you? You just kind of wait on the updates from Dan and I, or are you keeping up with it?
I was locked in.
Oh, so you're locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that Texas Tech comeback was super sweet for me.
Yeah.
Gives me a tougher matchup for my Gators, but y'all both had St. John, so I had Texas Tech there.
Yep.
And then that BYU-Alabama game, now you got Bama. I had Bama. We both had Bama. Hick had BYU.
Yes, sir.
So I get another 3 on him there. That's 6 for me. So suddenly, and again, I don't say this with a whole lot of brag in it. We got 4 more games tonight, and if it goes flippy-floppy this way or that way, it'll go right back to where we were before last night.
And that Bama game, it covered like what you said, right?
I don't give them out much, do I, E?
But when you do.
Do I give them out much?
No.
Do I just come out of left field, out of the cold, dark night, and tell y'all degenerates every now and then, I'll give you a winner? Because I know what you gamblers want more than anything else. More than handicapping it, more than being smart. You just want somebody to hand you something. You don't want to do the work. You don't want to grind on it.
You want a freebie.
And if it don't hit, that damn Prosser. But, buddy, I gave you some low-hanging fruit last night. and
Yes, goodness.
I hope you took advantage. I don't know if I've seen an over get hit that early in the game. I mean, the over was 175. That's a lot of points in a college game, but these are two high-scoring teams, right?
Yeah.
So I said 175. I said, y'all want to play? Play the over in Alabama BYU 175.
Guggen called me during the show.
Did he?
Like, hey, what was that Prosser said?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, 175 was the over-under. You ready for the total? 201. 113 to 88. So you're welcome. I do accept bird dogs. If any of you jokers out there won triple digits last night, I expect breakfast by 8 o'clock.
Right?
That's fair. I mean, I handed people money yesterday morning, E.T. You didn't know it at the time, but I literally took out a bag of cash, and whatever it is you asked for, I handed it to you.
Straight cash, homie.
You want 100? Here's 100. You want $10? Here's $10. You want 5 dimes? Here they are. Let's come back, talk to Captain Kev, and more. Tracking who the Jags are meeting when it comes to these prospects as we come down the wire. I mean, there's nothing going to be shocking here. But you have to remember, when you pick 5th and you have 30 visits, a lot of what we see coming in. And anyway, there's a couple of nuances around that I wonder about in the close to the vest, highly secretive NFL where you never want to give anything away. So we got that and more. Man, it's just a happy day today. I haven't forgotten the Major League Baseball season, the season openers yesterday. Yeah, it's taken all of one game, E.T. It's taken all of one day for the Braves to abjectly frustrate me.
Oh, dear.
For me to question any and everything. Yesterday, E.T., yesterday's result is no different than a Thursday in July. It's just one game,
Right.
But it doesn't feel like that when it's opening day. When you lose opening day, it feels like you just lost 5-10 games. When you win on opening day, you're going. But there were some highlights from opening day, some way too early perspectives, perhaps. Talk to Captain Kev, get you caught up on baseball's opening day. We got more from March Madness and the matchups. Gators bouncing on to the Elite Eight. We've got draft news and more. So we're happy you're up and at 'em with us. It's a GFL Friday on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
The home of Jaguars fans.
We are We're too old to die, baby.
1010XL.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyrics.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Joe C. for Florida Home AC, and now's the time to tune up that heating and AC unit. Take advantage of their $69 seasonal tune-up special. Keep warm in the winter and cool in the summer with Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just the job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
Florida homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Universal Roof and Contract protects your home and your wallet. Invest in a stronger roof and save big. Spend $6,000 and get up to $600 off. $15,000 up to $2,000 off. $20,000 up to $3,000 off. This deal ends March 31st. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting. Protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
Mia O'Brien.
Is going to be the first woman president of the United States of America.
Catch me weekdays from noon to 2 on Helmets and Heels.
And she could run later this year even, and I would vote for her.
All things Mia are driven by Arlington Toyota on 1010XL.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When pests invade your home or business, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, they'll show up for you and eliminate pests quicker, just like they did at my house, because they care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a pest problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. That's right, Terminix it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boaters and landlubbers, friends, four-legged and two, this is Lisa the Botanista with a huge announcement. Freedom Boat Club is opening a brand new 4th location. That's right, Freedom Boat Club St. Augustine Shipyard is now open. Now members can enjoy unlimited access at Julington Creek, Jacksonville Beach, St. Augustine Comanche Cove, and St. Augustine Shipyard. Freedom Boat Club members also enjoy reciprocal access to over 400 locations across the world. There's never been a better time to join. We are offering our biggest discount ever to celebrate our brand new location. We own and maintain an entire fleet of boats. Join the club, and as often as you like, you can do water sports, inshore fishing, offshore fishing, sandbar hopping, dining on the water, or just cruising around town. Visit us at the St. Augustine Shipyard or stop by any of our locations to see what the Boat-Cierge experience is all about. Visit us at freedomboatclub.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold and silver and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at almost $3,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar or trade it in for a new piece and get even more value at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Out with the old, in with the organized. Mia here for my friends at Closets by Design. Freshen up your home this spring with a custom organization solution. For a limited time, take advantage of our spring special and enjoy exclusive savings on closets, garages, home offices, and more. That's 40% off with an additional 15% off with 12-month special financing through April. Spring on this deal before it's gone. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation with Closets by Design.
Denny Thompson here. You've got to check out Tyson's Showroom Home Theater with surround sound and comfy theater chairs. You can transform your living room into a cinematic experience. I can stay there to watch all my games. It's that comfortable. Call Tyson today and bring the theater experience home. Tyson Sound and Security, your security, home theater, and home automation experts. New showroom at 3555 U.S. Highway 17 in Fleming, Iowa.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, Captain Kevin Favors Fishing Report. Brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. You dream it, we build it. On 1010XL.
Love the going fishing music. Bring in Captain Kev on the headline. By the way, coming up after we talk to Kev, you were with us yesterday morning out of cause and concern. Suggested perhaps we needed to hold an intervention here at 1010XL. Yeah, we have a serious Cheez-It addict here. Stuff strewn all over the place like a flop house was indicating this, and that we've received a response to that cry for help, have we not, E.T.?
Oh, we did.
We've got the I don't want to call him a culprit. I'd say more of a victim. He's a victim of an addiction.
But he may have called himself a culprit.
He called himself a culprit. So we have him later. So if you're wondering, the money, we've had all kinds of suggestions come in on who the Cheez-It addict is, who's got like 5, quarter-eaten bags of Cheez-Its. Where, you ask? In the fridge, of course. Anyway, hello, Kev. Kind of intro is that, buddy? Huh?
Yeah, that was very interesting.
Yeah, I love it. Well, yesterday, E and I, when we go down to the kitchen, we don't just go down there. We take a look around, see what's happening in the fridge and other places. So it's like I noticed.
That's funny because I have been known.
Yeah.
to just out of curiosity open up the
What's happening in there? Yeah, what's going on?
Because there's some stuff in there that's like, really?
Yeah, correct. Well,
Okay.
the really thing that jumped at me is like the Cheez-It. I'm talking about like those, what would you call those? Is that the family size? Not quite the family size, but like those, the bags that kind of puff out at the bottom. They're not even bags and they can stand up like that
so
size.
It's not a fun size,
but it's a little bigger than that. So to see, first of all, Cheez-Its, I've never known to be a refrigerated item, but nonetheless, I've seen like a package of Cheez-Its in the fridge. But as time has gone, it'd be 2 and then 3 and then 4, and then there's like 5 packs of Cheez-Its in the fridge, and then one of them will have like an eighth of it left, the other maybe a half. So all the classic signs of some sort of addiction. And yesterday we went public, and apparently we've got a response. So I know you're looking forward to hearing about that.
I am totally looking forward to it.
And by the way, I've won the bait bet. You got to dodge the bullet last week because I wasn't here. And it wasn't Scotty, so I didn't even, had I kept him and not pulled the D move, it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, and it was. I was thinking about this. I mean, looking at the field, and I watched. I mean, I watched way too much golf, But I don't know who else I would have taken. I mean, I took Colin, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, there wasn't a lot of guys there that were. I mean, Luke Glover.
Well, it does show up when it comes time to pick those stable of names that you're used to that would include like Rahm and Terrell Hatton and Koepka and guys that would also be in it if the golf was unified right now. But
I guess that's my point.
I think the mistake we're making probably is we're not elevating at least week to week with a real good chance to win the guys like Cantlay and like Schauffele's going to bust out here one of these weeks. He's going to go from finishing 20th to winning.
Absolutely.
But yeah, to your point, and the players play. We have to always remind ourselves the players does this every year. They throw you 4 or 5,
they do
smaller names.
There's that golf course. Real quick, I tell you the story. My brother, who's a member up there, he called me like 2 days after the tournament, and he played on Tuesday at the Players.
Okay,
obviously, Monday was the playoff, and he said that him and his buddies. They played the back tees. They played.
Yeah, and Kevin's brother's a good golfer, ladies and gentlemen. But
he's a good golfer.
But that may be out the age range to play back there. But anyway,
he's like, brother. He said, He said there was a couple of them, but I could barely get to the fairway.
Yeah, it wouldn't be any fun.
102. Shot 102.
Yeah, and what's your brother? Probably a 6 or 8.
He's a 10. He's a 10.
Yeah. Well, that sounds right. Yeah, that distance on that golf course makes it no fun. That would be no fun. I would never want to do that.
No. The only times that I have played there that I had fun was playing the middle tees. Where I can hit it and hit 7 or 8 iron or sometimes maybe a 9 iron.
Listen, what I mean? If we have to play the blues, I'll play them. Those are like 6,800 out there, I think maybe, but I prefer. But and the whites can be a little shortish. They have the blended tee out there's perfect. I am to the age that I want to play about a good upper maximum. It's like 6,400 yards is a really good test, but I'd like to play like 6,300 yards in golf if I have my. Now look, I can go up to 66 or 7 and just have to hit more mid irons, and I can go down and it won't matter. But just from a comfort level, I'm like you. If I hit a good drive, not a great one, I'd like to have a 7 iron in my hand, 6 iron, not a hybrid.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't want to be back there hitting hybrids and stuff. So,
well, how's fishing?
So anyway, it's been a good week. Yesterday was a little off because we have terrible tides. This for the last couple of days, and when I say that, it's just like this morning. I mean, I'm not leaving until 8:00, but I've got a 9:30 high tide. I mean, so that always kind of straps your hands as and you got to go throw cork somewhere and hopefully catch some trout and this, that, and the other until the tide switches. But besides that, fishing's good. Water temperature yesterday was 67. I did a lot of looking at the forecast for next week. on the show last night, and there, we got 80s coming next week, and you and I know for it's there was definitely some cobia caught this week offshore. So you're going to have the next week's the week starting Monday. If you can get the right marine forecast, you're going to have cobia. You're going to have triple tail. You're going to have Spanish. It's going to be on. I mean, as a matter of fact, there was pogies on the beach this week, so it's all about to get right. And with all of that being said, probably one of the best bites of redfish that we've had in years. I mean, like literally years, 10, maybe 12 years.
Right now?
Yes.
Wow. Where?
Yeah.
Where's your best targeting for that?
It's really, if you think about redfish, the creeks, the main ditches, and all of that is outgoing tide stuff, so that's why it's kind of frustrating.
Kev, how is the redfish fishery in the surf here? Because I know in the Gulf there are certain times where that's the target. I mean, you could catch a mess of them in a day. I know there are some there. I've seen them caught. I've never specifically targeted them. How thick, if that's even a word you could use, are they in the surf?
We really don't catch that many.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wonder why. Food source.
Here's the deal. You'll catch them obviously in September and October.
Okay.
During the mullet run.
Okay.
I've caught hundreds of redfish,
in the surf.
flatfish.
Okay.
In the surf. Yeah. But that's when they're in there during the mullet run. During if you fish like Nassau Sound, or if you fish, Matanzas, or even St. Augustine, if you're fishing closer to the inlets, you'll catch plenty of redfish.
Okay.
But if you're talking about just going to the gate station,
right,
and throwing out, shrimp,
right,
and sitting, and by the way, the whiting fishing is fantastic.
Yeah, I know. I've just been sitting on my damn hands. I need to do something.
There's a lot to do.
I've been super busy now. I mean, I've not had a Saturday free, and then one that I did have a few weeks back, we had weather, I think, one of those days. But
yeah. We haven't had. March has not been, it has not been great, and I mean, looking at it next week, I mean, they're calling for, 80s, but from what I'm seeing, it's going to be southeast blowing pretty good, and that's discouraging, because that's going to be, the next 2 weeks are our cobia weeks, for St. Augustine. Now, as it gets further down, you'll catch more cobia and stuff, middle April and stuff like that. So I hope that we have the weather for it. That's the biggest thing. For sure.
All right. Well, outdoor show tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll all be there tomorrow.
Look at that.
It's going to be fun, and we got Captain Dennis Young on at 8:00, and he's going to come sit in with us. And he is the charter captain for Sea Dancer Charters, and has been in Jacksonville forever.
Okay.
And he has never been on the outdoor show.
We get some stories. I need stories. We're gonna have to get some stories.
Dude, it's gonna be epic.
Okay.
Can't wait.
All right, I'll tune in.
Yep,
maybe who knows? Maybe I'll be surf fishing.
That would be good.
All right, my brother. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, bro. Yep,
yeah, there he goes. It's Captain Kevin Favor, best in the business. Cultivating is what we're doing. We're continuing to cultivating that outdoor friendship.
Yes, sir.
That's what we're doing. All right. After opening day yesterday in baseball, here are my quick takeaways, hot takes from the opening day of Major League Baseball. The Dodgers are going to go 162-0, and Shohei's going to hit about 100 home runs. Or does it just feel that way? L.A. opened with 2. Remember in Japan? Shohei homered in one of those games. They beat the Tigers yesterday 5-4. Shohei homered again, so that's 2 homers in 3 games. Yeah, that tracks to about 100 this year. And the Dodgers, while everyone else is at best is 1-0, the Dodgers just to smirk at you are 3-0 because those 2 games in Japan. Thank you, Rob Manfred. Thank you. Some of the other standout, moments maybe from yesterday games. Yankees in a big way. So Orioles in a big way hit a bunch of homers at Toronto. In fact, this is an amazing streak here. I mean, I would venture to say that this is a streak that'll never be broken. I would say that Joe DiMaggio's 56-game hit streak has a better chance of being broken than this streak that continued yesterday somehow, amazingly. With a player, by the way, that, yeah, you baseball fans will know, but your casual, he won't know. Tyler O'Neill. Ever heard of him, E?
Negative.
Yeah, of course. Well, played for the Cardinals for a lot of years, played for the Red Sox. Now he's with the Orioles. He had a 3-run home run yesterday in the third inning. Why is that a big deal? E, you ready?
Listening.
He extends his Major League record. He is now homered in 6 straight opening days.
Shazam.
6 straight opening days this dude has homered. That is just such a crazy, out of nowhere, what's going on stat that I imagine won't be duplicated. Kind of an ignominious image from yesterday was the near billion-dollar man for the Mets at the plate yesterday with the game on the line in the 9th inning and a chance for the Mets to, I believe they had base runners on. You know, I believe it was a scoring situation. I don't know. Hick will know for sure, but Juan Soto whiffs off of Josh Hader, final out of the game. So the Mets lose along with the Braves. Ugh. Mackenzie Gore is a pitcher for the Nats. He had an unbelievable day yesterday. Had 13 strikeouts, gave up no runs. But ultimately the Nats had to go to the bullpen, and the Phillies beat them in extras. Bryce Harper silenced the Boo Birds there in Washington with a big home run. And the Braves went out west, and just Brian Snitker just leaves. It's one game, but I'm scratching my head with what we're doing. I'm scratching my head with Alex Anthopoulos' offseason plan. Even a rube like me could see that the bullpen just wasn't addressed. It was worse by measures than it was a year ago. And here we are with Hector Neris. Yeah, the same Hector Neris that your bum team has probably already picked up for half a year and released. And after scrapping back for a 4-3 lead, Neris gets bombed out of an inning without getting a single out. Braves lose 7-4 at San Diego. Chris Sale was not sharp at all, but he did leave with the lead. The Braves had a couple of home runs, Albies and I think Riley, and they had a couple robbed, which was the difference in the game. Albies had what would have been a 3-run homer pulled back over the left field fence, and then Drake Baldwin maybe had one pulled back to center. I think that was either a solo or 2-run shot. So there you go. Obviously, the Braves are going 0-162. It's going to be a summer of misery. To GFL Friday on the drill. We get to these Jags visits list, what we can kind of confirm who they met with to this point. And then a reminder that we're not at all really talking about who's going to be the 5th pick, but we could probably draw some clues, based on the last couple of years on how important these meetings are and how accurately they could signal the draft class. That and more when we return. You're listening to The Drill on 1010XL. We are live inside the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios, your home for Florida Gators baseball is 1010XL.
The Gators head to the Delta to run down the Rebels. Florida Ole Miss. Tonight at 7:30 on 1010 AM.
Trying to figure pricing at most AC companies is like listening to an auctioneer.
Who wants an AC tune-up? Do I hear $3.99? How about $2.99? No, let's drop it. $79? Do we have a deal? Going once, going twice? Sold!
Not at Duck Duck Air Conditioning. We make it easy. We're offering a free AC inspection. No gimmicks, no fine print, just a completely free checkup from our highly trained techs to make sure your AC is ready for summer. Call 904-862-6769 now to schedule. Duck Duck Air Conditioning, because free is better than bidding. Any required repairs are not included in the inspection.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Jags fans, here's your chance to score a trip to Green Bay for round 1 of draft night. Through the Everbank Draft Night Experience Sweepstakes, one lucky winner and a guest will be there live and in person to see the Jaguars make their first pick. To enter, visit everbank.com/draft by April 4th. That's everbank.com/draft. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry period from 3/3/25 to 4/4/25. For official rules, prize description, odds of winning, and other details, visit everbank.com/draft. Sponsored administrator, Everbank N.A.
Have you or someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI and all criminal offenses. I've been named the best DUI attorney in the state, and David has been named the best criminal defense lawyer in Jacksonville. In your battle with the justice system, there is only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys locksmith service.
Learn more about the beautiful game of soccer and its impact on the River City. What a beautiful thing to behold.
Get an hour of soccer talk on the Sporting Jack Soccer Hour.
That's all I want to know. Tuesday at 6 p.m. on 1010 a.m.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost are the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by May 15th.
Tax season is here, and your refund can go further at Big Chief Tire. Frank Frangie here. Put the extra cash to work by investing in your vehicle, whether it's overdue maintenance, brake repairs, or new tires. Their skilled technicians will help you get the most out of every dollar. With 5 Jacksonville locations, fair prices, and trusted service, Big Chief Tire has everything you need to hit the road with confidence. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to our website, CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com. And let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
This is Mike Lynch, PGA Golf Professional. Take it from me, if you're dealing with an orthopedic issue, talk to the doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where you're treated like a pro.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros. Thanks to all of you who have allowed us to be part of your recovery. Call us at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists if you ever have a need.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Everyone seems to be in a time crunch these days. Well, don't forget you can always count on the cold case at Daly's. Always convenient, always cold. Whether it's the king of beers, Natty Light, Stella, or Cigar City, or Goose Island, or Bud Light Seltzer, dash into Daly's and grab one to go.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, we're back on a GFL Friday. Content heavy this morning. Gators marching on. Yeah, that depth played out. The script played out. It warmed down. I think Derek Queen left Gator Nation impressed. Everybody's talking about surefire lottery pick. You watched the Florida game, E?
I did.
Queen was kind of slow moving to me to get away with NBA inside. I don't know. We'll see. Certainly he'll be drafted. He's big, young kid. I'm reminded we had earlier this week about that team, and was it IMG last year or Montverde, one of the two? But that kid, Derek Queen, and Cooper Flagg were on the same high school team.
Yeah, Montverde.
Montverde, yeah. And then they had a couple others, like maybe Knipple,
some big boys.
Yeah, it's just crazy, man. What kind of team that was? And then we looked like one team stayed within 10 of them, maybe. But anyway, Florida wins. They advance. They'll take on Texas Tech, who comes in, boy, red hot and certainly riding a wave after they erase a 16-point second half deficit yesterday. So much more March Madness talk as we go along. Got 4 more games tonight, and the Elite 8 will be set. I give you the bracket updates as it concerns here with the Wheel of Consequence and much more as we bounce around college basketball this morning. Meanwhile, if you listen to the show, and we know you do, that's how you hear what I'm saying. We I brought to light yesterday just a concern. I'm concerned for one of my fellow employees here, and out of love, I reached out with perhaps we need to have an intervention, right? What is the purpose of an intervention, E? It's to get the attention and ultimately, hopefully, a change in, behavior or whatever it is, and it comes from a place of love, right?
Always.
Well, the intervention worked because by, let's just say, mid-afternoon yesterday, we had a lot of answers. And the answers came on XL Primetime in the form of our favorite former right tackle, Leon Searcy.
I'm the culprit.
He was talking about Big Surfs and a Cheez-It addiction.
Listen, I like cheeses, all right? I don't have any addiction to them. You have not lived until you've eaten a cold Cheez-It, okay? A cold, fresh Cheez-It.
And here's the thing.
Right, Pross can suck it.
Yeah.
For any of these,
right?
is that a resealable?
Yeah, it's resealable.
That's key, okay?
That's exactly.
Okay, you don't
They're
go
not
put
open bags of cheese.
You don't
No,
go
they're not
put,
open. No, I seal them
Yeah.
before I when I
exactly. You don't go put wavy lays and just fold the top of them in there.
No, right. It's not falling on the
They'll get
refrigerator.
all
He's got
soggy.
a nice. Whose prostate key is like going into your cheeses?
I know. I mean, listen, you can grab a bag or two if you want to. He can finish them off, by the way. Because, I mean, they're sealed.
Yeah, let me just at least give you the other half of Pross, okay?
Yeah.
In this particular situation, he wanted to go in.
He did.
He thought the numbers were good enough where somebody may not notice that,
He did.
that there were 7 bags that turned into 6 bags because that cat will get hungry and right at the 7 o'clock hour.
See, what he's probably not telling you is that he's probably gone there and grabbed them.
I'm sure he
A
has.
handful of them.
Because he
But
probably said, what?
Yeah.
What the H is going on? I want somebody's Cheez-Its, and I feel like someone's looking over my shoulder if I reach in
Of
there and get
course,
'em.
like it's 6:30 in the morning. Nobody's here. It's just him.
Yeah.
He's doing the first hour alone. I guarantee he stuck his hand
Now,
in
in the
bags.
full unedited,
100%.
full 2-minute clip,
Yeah.
he claims that he doesn't get anything out of the fridge. He just looks. So he's like the Zodiac. Well, I guess the Zodiac did kill.
I have
but
heard Pross.
He watches you guys and what you do in the fridge.
Yeah.
So he's just been, he's worried about you.
No.
First off, nobody opens the fridge and just looks
Exactly.
at it.
I was just about
He's
to say
lying
that.
right there.
Yes. No one
He's
opens the
lying.
fridge to
If
see
I can, hear,
delicacies we eat while he's not here.
if I can hear the quote in my ears right now, I walk down the hall because you park on the side, you come in, you walk past. It's 10 steps to get to the break room, the kitchen.
Right.
And I can see Pross leaning in, standing up, slamming the door. There's nothing in there. I can hear him saying that right now in my ear.
I can too, but I could also see him opening the door and seeing the Cheez-Its. And who among us, if you see a bag of Cheez-Its, is not going to think, I might take a couple of those.
Who will miss a
I might
couple
take a
of
run.
Cheez-Its?
All right, that's enough from
Of
these
course
guys.
he
You know
did.
what I've just discovered?
100%.
Yeah, the Primetime's a bunch of Waken bakers. Those two, I've never seen a group of guys be more wrong on their suggestions and their responses.
They went back and corrected it.
They did?
Uh-huh.
Does that continue?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let me get.
Bags.
Hey,
I don't know if he's going to.
Well, listen. I was going to
say.
Okay, the 6 bags of cheeses.
He shamed you into doing
He
this.
didn't shame me. No, not at all.
Did you
I
incorporate him?
when I walked in there and I saw the 6 bags, I was like, this is too much. All right. So then I just took the 6 bags and collectively poured them into one bag, and this is what I'm eating now.
All right, you incorporated him.
I need to make a correction.
Thank you.
I didn't listen to the full show, but people were saying now Hicken called him out and he admitted to eating some.
Yes.
Of course. See?
Thank you.
Oh,
See,
that's beautiful.
look at that.
I'm so glad we found out that Pross actually ate some of those because
course
you
he
knew
did.
he did, man.
Again, you're accusing me, bad haste.
Of course he did. He also, by the way, did it more than once. I can
Nope,
guarantee you that.
that's not
Of
right.
course he did.
Because
See?
you can't just eat
And
one.
that's the
Yeah,
reason
they're
why-
wrong about
and
that one.
That's the reason why I did it, because I know that,
People, you were doing it to
Your
share.
back was that you were light. You felt it the next day. You're like, this is lighter
Yeah.
than I left it.
Shame
So
on
someone's
you.
eating off.
God,
God, he's lucky.
I'll let him be.
Actually, he's lucky he didn't come in and say, which one of you fools is eating my cheese?
I don't
Why
have
don't you
a
drop like a Benjamin in one of those bags and see if he
That's
finds
good.
it.
See if he walks
Takes
away
the
with
bait.
it. Right.
They don't know. They don't.
But then you're screwed if he does.
He does. Yeah, right.
Because he's
It wasn't
sleeping
me.
right now. He's not listening to us. He has no idea what we're talking about.
You're right
He
about
gave us
that.
a segment, and I love it.
First thing you got right. They finally got something right at the end there. That was all in good fun. Those are likely suggestions, the same sort of accusations I'd be leveling here. But they're dead wrong on that. First, I'll tell you who goes and just opens a fridge without intending to take something out.
Yes.
E.
Yes, every time.
We make a bid. I look around and I never, ever take food out of there. The one time, and I only did it once, and I don't care. If I did it 100 times, I'd tell you if I took the whole bag. But I'm not going down to, when I open the fridge, I'm not looking for something to eat or steal, ever. I'm never planning on eating whatever I see in there, unless, by the way, we have one of these community lunch deals where some gets put aside. That happens every now and then. But they misread the intent. They certainly misread people's proclivity just to kind of take a little gander at what's going on in the kitchen. I make no apologies. And when he said, there was no pause or hesitation, have you ever eaten any of the Cheez-Its? Yes. Yes, I have. I wasn't trying to hide it. I got news for you. I don't make a ton, but I make enough to buy me some daggum Cheez-Its if I really wanted some. And I'm glad and Leon did clean up his act, by the way. You know what's not in the fridge this morning?
What's that?
Any Cheez-It bags. Not a one. Huh? So you guys go ahead and say what you want. A little bit of deflection there. I'm not sure we owned it, but that's okay. But you've misread your morning host here. We certainly don't go in every day looking for something to pilfer and eat. Not one time have I done that. And but I grabbed a couple of Cheez-Its one morning. It was all good. All right, let's stop with the silliness. Let's step aside real quick. We'll queue up a football fix a little bit later this morning. Again, I think there's some interesting, observations from the developing, list of players and prospects that the Jaguars have met with. We turn our attention to the draft. The Whisper today, I assume basketball talking more. You're listening to The Drill. It's a GFL Friday.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Hi, I'm Austin Cindric.
Austin Cindric, the winner of the Daytona 500.
1010XL, Jack Sports Radio.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
Garber Auto Mall is home of the lifetime warranty. Every new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevy, Buick, GMC, and Ford comes with a lifetime warranty. At Garber Auto Mall, your purchase is covered for life. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or at GarberAutomall.com. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there's always a little room for wiggle.
Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
At Performance Painting, we've spent decades protecting commercial properties with durable, long-lasting coatings. And we can bring the same expertise when painting the exterior of your home. With industry-leading materials and a proven process, we extend the life of your home, reducing maintenance costs and preserving its value. Now, for a limited time, save $500 when you hire us to paint your home's exterior. Just mention 1010XL. Go to performance-painting.com to schedule a friendly estimate. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Bueller, stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey man, what's that noise?
Do you hear it too? You can hear it, right?
Yeah, it's your air conditioner. It's like a grinding or a rattling.
And it's getting on your nerves, right? Like it's eating at your brain and you can't think straight? But it just keeps grinding and squeaking and taunting and nagging. You're not good enough. You're a failure. Why can't you be more like your sister, the lawyer?
Yeah, I don't hear that last part so much.
Yeah, but it's not cool, right, Jason?
It could definitely be cooler. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, we can totally repair whatever that noise is and get your AC working smoothly and silently. We fix these things all the time.
So I won't be a failure?
Life should be enjoyed. If some irritating, broken air conditioner is making you crazy, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Let me get this thing unwrapped here.
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Daily Stash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, like me. I'm sure there's a Daily Stash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, monster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Daily Stash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Daily Stash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Get
need-to-know positions and players. The 1010XL Ultimate Draft Guide is brought to you by Blue Haven Pools, the #1 pool builder in Jacksonville. Follow rankings and roundtables as the draft takes shape. Go to 1010XL.com/2025 draft guide to get yours.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold and silver and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at almost $3,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar or trade it in for a new piece and get even more value at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it. Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Denny Thompson here. If you haven't heard, Tyson Sound and Security has a house built right inside their showroom, showcasing complete home automation and security systems. You have to see it to believe it. This setup can recognize intruders who approach your door and alerts them to leave if there's a break-in. Keep your family safe with the most state-of-the-art technology. Tyson Sound and Security, your security, home theater, and home automation experts. New showroom at 3555 U.S. Highway 17 in Fleming Island.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach. 1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Ladies and gents, please put your hands together as Dan Hicken enters the studio.
This is how we do.
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend.
You know it! Sweet Friday!
I need a little emotion, please.
Hey! Ho! Hey, ho! Whoa! Whoa! Hey, ho!
Hey.
Take it, Friday.
Driving on the highway, cruising so fast, I want time to fly.
Come on, E.
I'm coming.
You know what it is. I got this,
You got this. I got this. Go, Dan. Go, Dan. OMW. Go, man, Dan. Go.
You know what I'm thinking?
What you think, my boy?
I'm thinking right now.
Tell me.
One more time.
Let's run it in.
Come on, kids. Sing it for your dad.
What day is it?
Sing it for your mom. Let him know. Oh, it's good to be here. It's good to be in the Elite Eight, baby. Hey. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Keep
That
going.
basketball's a stress test every time, boy.
Man, it's a long game.
I
It's
never
tough.
got, like, we texted in the UConn game. I had a bad feeling in the UConn game. I didn't feel that last night. I thought we were going to.
we played so crappy in the first half. We kept turning it over. My gosh. If we don't turn it over and we
10.
stop fouling, we're fine.
Yeah.
And they did.
Yeah.
They fixed it. And
Glad
they
to
turned
see
it
Con
over.
to get back in the game.
Yeah, that was
because they
big.
need. If they're going to win it all, he has to play.
They turned it over twice in the second half.
Yeah.
13 times in the first half. I was like,
every other.
I'm kind of
pass,
like you.
some
and
really
then
dumb, really dumb passes.
Oh, geez, and I'm like this in this respect. Are we going to play some good, like,
right?
Bama just went and played good hoops.
Yeah.
You know, are we going to play some good hoops in this tournament? Because we really haven't.
No, it's probably a good sign that we still haven't, but we're winning.
But in the second half, we did.
Yeah.
And didn't really need Walt Jr. to go crazy offensively, which was good. And that's it. You know, it's a really good team. They're a really good team. They've been stressed. They've been tested. They're not the favorites. That's okay. And they get Texas Tech on Saturday, 6:09, by the way, if you're scoring at home.
And I will
6:09
say this too, and it's no longer looking way ahead.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say that after having kind of a tough draw here, potentially, if Florida can survive Texas Tech, they probably get the easier matchup because Houston and Duke will be facing it. That's harder. So in this, to me, I'd rather play Auburn, Michigan State than Duke or Houston, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Until the end. So again, that's a small. The bottom line is this: like if you talk about Texas Tech, and because it's Florida's next matchup, at the end of the day, every matchup at this point forward, especially this year with no Cinderellas, is a tough matchup. You're playing good teams that are playing good.
Yeah, absolutely.
They can all get you. There's really no huge upset at this point forward.
Absolutely. And, it was a nice win. And listen, Maryland's got there's a little bit of disarray there with their coach and what he's going to do.
They don't have much depth.
No. So it was, they're a good team. They're a good team. They'd have to play near perfect. And you know, if the guard had a game for the ages, because obviously the Queen kid can score. I mean, he's a good player.
Yeah.
You know, and so I have these visions. These are the visions that run through, like, as you're watching a game and you're a fan. You're thinking, I wonder if Queen could be like Carmelo when he was a freshman.
Oh, and take him all the way.
Take him all the way.
Yeah.
That runs through my head.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, is this guard going to have one of those games where he goes for 37?
The guy hit like 4 in a row
I'm like,
there.
will you stop making threes?
We went from up 10 to like up 2 because of this guy just making threes.
I'm like, come on. And so those are the kinds of things you start to worry about when you're watching your team play.
It's stressful to watch, like do or die sports, and so anytime you're in the playoffs.
And we've always said baseball's the toughest, but I'm not so sure. They're all hard.
They're all hard.
They're all hard.
The easiest really is football because it moves.
Yeah.
It never gives you time to wallow in it.
But damn, that Jaguar Patriot game in 17 was brutal, man. It was brutal.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I mean, it just it never ends. But one more thing about the game, and then we'll do some official scoring. Our Dream Fighters Homes poll question of the game, brought to you by our friends at Dream Fighters Homes, the official home builder of the Florida Gators. Jaguars MPGA Tour. Right now, draw an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate, 15 different locations.
15?
You got it, E. All throughout the Jacksonville area. On select move-in ready homes, visit DreamFightersHomes.com. Tell Dream Fighters Danny sent you. You first-time homeowners, take advantage. Simple question. Player of the game. Aberdeen Richard Houck, Clayton Jr., player of the game.
I'm going Houck.
Going Houck. Okay.
I thought the sexy pick, but he has the most well-rounded game.
He's the pick, 38.9%.
Okay.
Aberdeen, though, was very good last night, 31.8%.
When he hits those, when he's got that outside shot, he becomes dangerous because he's slippery in that lane. He's not afraid to kind of go.
No.
You know who he reminds me of? A poor man's. Who was the kid for Kentucky last year? It was Dillingham. He reminds me of Dillingham. He
Remember
plays a
when
lot like Dillingham. It was the top 10
When he had
pick.
to start mid-season, he had like 4 really good games in a row.
He led him in scoring in a game.
So he's going to be terrific next year. Richard got 18%, Clayton Jr. only 10%. That's a good sign,
Sure
man.
is.
It's hard to figure
Clayton,
out.
and listen, in the first half, Clayton was important.
Yeah.
He hit shots when it looked like we were a little bit, what are we doing?
He almost didn't.
But his passing, his ball security last night was awful.
Yeah.
And it's not good. That's his weakness overall. And last night was terrible.
Yeah. Sheets of integrity are here.
Yeah. It was a good night for me.
It's a bad night for yours truly. I've fallen into third place, and I hopefully can get up tonight, but I'm going to have to. Tonight's do or die, quite frankly. Here's where we are. Prosser. Oh, wait. I got E first. E hit Florida, lost Texas Tech, hit Duke, and hit Bama. So E gets 9 points.
Ow, ow! He's up to
9
60.
points. He's up to 60. Dan Hicken, who had 52, gets Florida.
51. I think you both had 51, and I had 50.
That's right.
Yeah.
Gets Florida and gets Duke, but loses the BYU game and had already lost Texas Tech.
So you had
he only
6.
gets 6, so that's a lousy 56.
57.
57.
I'll help you. Dan gives and Dan takes.
Yeah, and Jeff Prosser does get Texas Tech and UF and gets Duke and Bama, so he goes 3, 6, 9, 12 from 50.
62.
62. So it's 62, 50, what do you have? 60 and 57.
Ooh. But as I told E, the radio bit would for me to be, primping around and crowing today, but you turn right around tonight, and if these 4 games go the wrong way, then it's
It all gets all squared up again.
For one of you two is going to make up 3 points on me because I don't even have anyone in that Houston game.
Right.
I had Gonzaga.
Right.
So I'm sacrificing 3 to 1. I will, one way or the other. I'm dropping 3 there, and then we have the same picks the rest of the way. No, all of us, don't we? All have the same picks.
You have Tennessee in the Final Four.
No, but I'm saying tonight.
Oh, tonight, yes.
No,
I have Michigan State. Or
we all have Michigan State. You have Michigan State beating Auburn, right?
Oh, yeah.
So for tonight's games,
okay, tonight's just the one,
and I don't have any dog in that one
so
because
you're in a good spot.
I'm going to lose
You can
3.
relax tonight.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I can't fall in the
There's
last
nothing
tonight.
you can do.
That's right.
There's nothing you can do.
And I'm trying to think if it's good or bad for me if what we all have picked, if they all just go ahead and lose. I guess it would be because I'm ahead.
Yeah.
And then that would basically Florida.
I
Duke.
need Michigan State to win, and I need
You need Houston because if you go Houston, you're gonna go boom boom 7 points on me.
Yeah.
And what are you behind me? 62 to what? 57.
57.
Yeah, boom, you'd be ahead. If Houston goes to the Final Four on that side, you move ahead of me. So
damn you,
it's gonna come down.
Damn
to
you, Kelvin. I need you.
Yeah, I need Purdue to take a. I need E to stay right where he is and for Purdue to get beat. And then now we said this before we started.
Yeah.
That Tennessee, Houston, Purdue, whoever gets that right is not going to finish in last.
Yeah. Yeah.
If Tennessee goes to the Final Four, I'm not finishing in last. If
Yeah.
Houston goes to the Final Four, you're not finishing in last. And if Purdue goes, he's not finishing in last. That's basically the key.
That's the key.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's the scoring. Gators move to the Elite Eight, which is awesome. Unbelievable streak in the Sweet 16. What is it? 9 in a row. Florida has won Sweet 16 games.
Yeah, it's amazing. I said this. Yeah.
That's the second longest
And they're like
streak,
10-2 overall.
Yeah. But 9 in a row, they have won.
That's right.
Wow.
Hey, fellas.
Yes, sir.
I probably won't be able to get to say this all year long again, so I'm going to go ahead and say it now.
All right.
My Miami Marlins have more wins than your Mets and your Braves.
That's fair.
Hey, enjoy the moment.
Hey, it took me all of about an hour and a half to be in mid-season Braves frustration form, and
we can't hit. We can't.
It's just annoying. The bullpen's sorry, and Chris Sale was not good yesterday. I know it's the first game, but I grew up in an era that when you sent your ace out to the mound on opening day, the other team was screwed.
Yeah.
They scored a run or two.
I grew up with Tom Seaver doing 10 in a row and won like all of them.
Right. So I don't like sending my ace out there and giving him a 2-run lead and he loses, then giving him a 3-2 lead and he loses, then giving him a 4-3 lead and he left with that. And then why we signed this Hector Neris cat.
He was the Philly, right?
He's been all over the place. And everywhere he's gone, he stunk.
Yeah.
And we put the ball in his hands. He's out there for 40 minutes, doesn't get a single out in the ball game.
Yeah.
From the text line, Design My Lifetime Enclosures, is Prost still going to walk butt naked to Texas Tech if they win it all? There's nothing been said.
What?
No,
Where do you come up?
he used to make a proclamation every year. One year you did was
it was Texas Tech one year.
And that wasn't this year.
They gave me the biggest. They gave me the biggest scare. But they didn't go as far as like the Final Four. Now Texas Tech a couple years later did go to the championship. But I used to here's what would happen. There'd be a column come out like a week before the tournament or during the tournament. And it would be the only, 12 teams that can win the title?
Yes.
And then I would look at the 12 and I said, what are you talking about? This team can't win. This team can't win. So about 4 or 5 years in a row, I'd pick the one that there's just, what are they on here? And I would make the naked pledge. And if that team
the naked pledge
went to the Final Four, then I would walk naked out there to see him play.
That's true.
And I got away with it for, I won't be walking butt naked anywhere, friend, except to the shower. Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But I can clarify here because I know I can be forgetful, but I've not made any such pledge about Texas Tech or anyone else this year. I got respect for Texas Tech as the team that scared me the most. Now, I'm biased a little bit because I got Texas Tech in my ear with our friends there. I know all I've heard about all year is how good and dangerous they were. And now that I see them in the 8, I guess they're right. So I promise you this, they're more worried than we are. Texas Tech's more worried about Florida than Florida is about them.
Hey, what an ending in the NBA last night.
Oh, come on, bro. You can't make that mistake, bro.
Chicago Bulls steal one. They steal a pass, hit a 3. L.A. Reeves scores, and then Giddey hits a half quarter to beat him.
Man, it is you know what that is? Put that play in a time capsule and show exactly the consequences of not trying at all. I mean, the Lakers were walking off the floor. They didn't even try to put a hand. It was like last second, oops, maybe I should put a hand up. I think LeBron was 8 feet away from Giddey. That's an awfully, I know it's a half-court shot. Don't get me wrong. It's not like you left an open layup. That's way too open a look. They only had like 2 seconds to get the play off.
I have the, I got the ending. I want to listen. I don't know who and one of the Googans will know it. I don't know if this is ESPN. I think it's the Chicago commentator. But I like the color guy. He's great. I don't know if it's Burger King. It used to be Burger King. Remember Beef used to tell us? Yeah.
No,
but I want to play it.
I know the guy. You would know the name of the play-by-play
Somebody
guy.
will know. Yeah, but I want to play it when we come back in the 10-minute drill. I got a couple great moments in sports last night that refreshed my soul. So I'll share those with you that I love about what I love about sports more than anything.
Wow.
It was good stuff.
Okay.
And so we got the 10-minute drill. We got a giveaway.
You know what I watched yesterday?
What?
And you know me in the movies. Now, but this is one of the old timers, like Field of Dreams that I actually have seen multiple times. But I saw it yesterday, start to finish, for the first time in probably 20 years.
Yeah.
Oh, still hits the same.
Yeah.
Hoosiers.
Oh, nothing better.
Oh, when's the last time you watched it? Has it been within the last couple of years?
Yeah.
Yeah. I get it. It's one of those you stop on. But for me, it's just not fallen within that rotation that I really set down. And if you don't watch a movie for 15, 20 years, there's a little bit of watching it fresh. You forget things.
Don't miss it.
Yeah. Right.
Did it go in?
Yeah. I won't miss it.
This is the drill on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Buckle up and grab the wheel.
Keep your foot in it. Keep your foot in it.
This Sunday at Martinsville.
That's how you do it.
NASCAR is revved up by the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234 and 1010XL.
Jacksonville, get ready to spice up your night at One Night Taco Stand. Every Taco Tuesday, enjoy their mouth-watering tacos for just $2.99 and get your weekend started with 2-for-1 house margaritas. Find fresh Mexican street food, stiff drinks, and fun vibes at One Night Taco Stand with 3 Jacksonville locations in Mandarin, Orange Park, and Southside at Bay Meadows.
Hey, beat the spring cleaning rush with big savings and priority booking by calling our heroes at Zero Res. Listen, I love Zero Res. I'll tell you why. Makes your home look better, feel better, smell better. It's unbelievable. Spring is a time for renewal, and what a great time to get your air ducts done. They're like the lungs of your home. If they're dirty, your indoor air quality suffers. If you don't believe me, look at the customer reviews online. The Google rating is unbelievable. This month, get one room Zero Resified from Jacksonville's #1 carpet cleaner. $53. That's it. Take $100 off the air duct cleaner. You owe it to yourself and your family to breathe healthy, happy, and clean. Here's what you do. Call Zero Res 287-5727 or go online, ZeroResJacksonville.com. Say you want the station special 1010, 1010XL, Dan Hicken, whatever. Zero Res. Spell it forward. Spell it backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Buying a diamond, wedding band, or piece of fashion jewelry in Jacksonville? You have 2 choices. You can go to locally owned Beard's Diamonds, or you can go to one of those mega national chain jewelry stores. The national chains are pretty much all the same. In fact, did you know that some of them are owned by the same conglomerate? Yes, the same Wall Street company owns all the big names. So if you're looking for extreme value with genuine personal attention, come experience the Beard's Diamond difference. At Beard's, our diamonds come straight from the source. We hand select each one for maximum brilliance. We don't have to apply corporate markups and tack on salespeople commissions, so we beat the chains on price every single day. Beards has the strongest warranties, not gotcha clauses in fine print. Beards has all the top designers, including Tacori and Viraggio. Beards doesn't have out-of-state regional managers calling about sales quotas. We are all local, family-owned, with total freedom to do what's right for our customers. Beards Diamonds, all the selection, quality, value, and service you want from local people, accountable only to you. Beards in the St. John's Town Center.
Are you embarrassed by your ugly, cracked concrete driveway? Stop by Stone Core on Phillips Highway for all your outdoor living needs. Let them show you how a durable paver driveway can enhance your home. Visit stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
I'm Chris Campione. Veterans have given so much in the service of our country, but when it comes to legal challenges, you shouldn't have to fight alone. At Campione Law, we're here to help veterans like you get the support and compensation you deserve. Whether it's a workplace injury, a personal injury claim, or navigating a veteran's disability claim, we'll stand by your side every step of the way. Your service to our country matters. Let us serve you with the dedication and respect you deserve. Call Campione Law for a free consultation today. Campione Law, fighting for veterans, fighting for justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Campione Law.
The month of March makes us mad.
This is mass madness, you maniacs!
And we love it.
Got a three!
Experience the madness with 1010XL.
Served up hot by Hurricane Grill and Wings and Florida Pest Control.
All right, gentlemen, we've trained for this. We've battled the elements. But if there's one thing we can't afford, it's letting the heat take us out before the big game.
But coach, the AC at my house is busted. I barely got any sleep last night.
Well, Johnson, you should have called Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. They're the real MVPs. Now let's cue the cool music.
Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. The coolest cats in town. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Neck pain, back pain, or headache, Shinatri Chiropractic has 4 locations: Westside, 103rd, Riverside, Arlington, and the Beaches. Acupuncture, dry needling, physical therapy. Relief starts today. Shinatri Chiropractic, 743-6700.
What's happening, folks? E.T. here, and spring in Clay County means one thing and one thing only: the award-winning Clay County Fair. It's more than just rides and concerts. It's an experience. Savor the flavors of classic fair foods. Explore family-friendly attractions and enjoy the perfect mix of small-town charm and big-time fun. Plan your trip with Explore Clay County Tourism and turn your visit into a getaway. Find the best places to stay, eat, and explore at exploreclay.com. And don't forget to share your fair adventures with hashtag ExploreClay.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Brought to you by
Advanced Business Solutions.
your local authorized Xerox dealer on 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it.
Yeah. All right, sports concepts and rationalizations coming your way. We call it the 10-minute drill. At the end of the drill, we'll hand out a prize pack. What's the razzle-dazzle today?
I got a Haymaker Coffee gift pack that includes Haymaker Coffee and Haymaker swag, of course. You can pick up Haymaker Coffee at Hagen Ace Hardware stores, at the Riverside Arts Market, or online at haymakercoffee.com.
I think this is Stacy Burger King on the color commentary. Bulls at Lakers. End of the game, we got a Bull steal in a basket, a Laker basket, and then a Bulls game winner.
All in the last 10 seconds.
All wrapped up into one. Here it is.
2-point game, 9.8 left. Oh, who's more Diddy? The steal, right for the lead. Yeah!
Big time plays, big time plays. Kobe, wait.
Bulls in the lead.
Bang, bang, bang.
Bang, bang, bang.
Doncic took the final shot before that. Here's Reeves. Reeves straight to the cup. Lays it in to take the lead. Bulls are out of timeouts. 2 seconds left. Giddy for the win.
Go! My God! I cannot believe this. Elizabeth, I'm coming, baby. Improbable! Unbelievable! Impossible! Magic Giddy. Good day, mate. Somewhere in Australia, Sydney.
All right, so there you have it. That was the end of
It
the
went
game.
Sanford and Son on us.
He did, Elizabeth. I'm
Coming,
coming home.
Elizabeth.
Oh, Lord!
You know.
Which should lead us into this this continued pettiness between Stephen A. and LeBron. It just is. I mean, you got two extremely successful dudes who are so. I mean, they're being. I hate to say the word, and I won't, but my gosh, it's what comes to mind, man.
Yeah.
Grow a pair, man.
Yeah.
People talk about you in the industry. I mean, so what?
What's the latest? Now, when we last left you, LeBron had gotten mad and confronted Stephen A. in a locker room 2 or 3 weeks ago.
it was on the court.
On the court 2 or 3 weeks ago about something that he had written about what
He
LeBron
said
interpreted to be
something
a
about
father.
Bronny as opposed you're crossing the line. You're talking about my son. I got to protect my family. It really was overblown. LeBron was wrong. I would have had Stephen A. Smith back on that one. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So then Stephen A. has to go on and talk all about it, and so he does.
First he apologizes.
Yeah, sort of. And then he talks all about it, and he just digs a hole a little deeper. Then LeBron goes on McAfee and just annihilates him and Windhorst and everybody else in the media, and nobody knows what they're blah 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 blah. Which whatever. At some point you got to let it go. But no, then Stephen A. has to retort again last night, and he drops this is the thing he would drop like if we were even we've known each other a long time, so I may know 2 or 3 things about you that you probably don't want public, right?
Sure.
And so I look in the
and I 41 things about you.
Yeah, and so I say, hey, Pros, I didn't tell everybody that you blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Hey, Pros, I didn't tell everybody that you blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Hey, Pros, I didn't tell everybody. So that's what he does, in essence, telling
Stephen A.
everybody.
did that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
but
what
then, dumbass Stephen A., sorry, everybody.
By the way, don't forget that Stephen A. has dropped in the middle of all this. I would have swung on LeBron if he touched me.
Also true.
I got that.
One of the things that Stephen A. decided that he was going to tell everybody that LeBron did was factually incorrect. He told everybody that LeBron wasn't at Kobe's memorial service when, in fact, he was.
Oh, so he said, I protected you. I didn't tell
LeBron,
anyone.
I didn't tell everybody that you weren't at I didn't make it a big deal when you weren't at Kobe's memorial service. Well, he was at Kobe's memorial service, stupid.
Oh,
and so now Stephen A. has to tweet out, hey, I apologize about that, or fix it. I fixed it in the second hour. I just want people to know, but I stand by everything else. It's so petty. And so it's like,
you want to know, and I'm a member of one of these 2 classes, but my biggest pet peeve is when media member tries to take on equivalency to the athletes they cover.
Yeah.
There's too much of Stephen A. Smith that really honestly believes he's as big a boy as LeBron. He knows he's not quite as big a boy, but he thinks he's as big a boy as LeBron. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I got to do a quickie poll question. Who do you side with? I'm just curious.
And let me tell you the overwhelming answer if you give it. None of the above.
I'm not giving it.
Yeah. At this point, I side with LeBron. I think this should have never been a big deal. It should have never been public that LeBron went up to Stephen A. and chastised him. Why do we even know that?
I just think
was that covered? Was that overheard by? You see what I'm saying? LeBron comes up to Stephen A.
Oh no, it was all. They
saw him do it because he was
LeBron
heated.
was wrong, man. He's on the court. He walks right up to him and he gets in his face.
So people knew that there was something going on.
Oh, they definitely.
Oh yeah. Anybody who was
okay. I didn't know. I was just wondering.
Oh yeah.
I'm saying if he just approached him, even if he was ticked.
No, he could have done it that way.
Right. You should.
Which would have been the right way to do it. But neither of them could do the right thing.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. There's no winner here. But if I had to take a side, I've always got to take the true celebrity superstar. It's sports. We're not talking about life and death.
It's just so petty,
It is.
man.
Golly. Is this just hey?
These guys are like successful millionaires.
Are you just now learning how petty the modern athlete and celebrity is? Listen, that's one thing social media has done. It has thin skin beyond repair in some
I'll
cases.
say this. The GOAT was petty too. It just wasn't as social media.
That's
then.
right.
Because
Right.
and Perk.
He told us. You heard the story?
Yeah,
Dan?
I heard the story. So Perk tells the story that, he always was like, MJ's the greatest, MJ's this. And so he gets unlimited Air Jordans sent
He's a
to
big
him.
Jordan guy.
Yeah, he's a Jordan guy. Always getting Jordan. Then he decided that LeBron was better than MJ. Packages stopped coming.
Good for him. Good for you, MJ. Free flow of information stops here. Free flow of opinion ends here.
Oh, my gosh, dude.
Yeah.
Just
LeBron's been a good player with a great longevity. There's nobody with any real basketball sense that knows anything at all thinks LeBron is the GOAT over Jordan. No one.
Mm-hmm.
No real basketball, mind, other than LeBron and Dwayne Wade, maybe. I mean, even he's the biggest LeBron stan of all knows that he ain't Jordan.
Jordan the GOAT, man.
Of course he is.
But anyway, so there's that going on. We'll talk about that later. Let me talk about the two good things I saw in sports. And
Thank
I know
you.
that some people probably would even disagree with me, and I just don't care.
Okay.
It's fine. Two things. First, I'll talk about one thing that I think was awesome last night. It was on the ice. And Alex Ovechkin, the Caps were playing Minnesota. Okay?
It's Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Okay.
The Wild. Or the North Stars. I'm not sure.
They're the Wild.
But anyway, one of the goalies for the Minnesota Wild is a guy named Marc-Andre Fleury. You may not know him if you don't know
the
hockey.
name.
But Marc-Andre Fleury's been playing hockey. He's 40 years old. He's been playing a long, long time.
He's Theo's brother.
Yes. And so he's won Stanley Cups. He's one of 3 goalies to net mind 1,000+ games or win 500. So, he's up there. He's done a lot of great things. He's legendary in the sport. Okay. Very well respected.
Now he's been in the I'm going to say that he won a Stanley Cup in the last 4 or 5 years. That name is fresh to me, and I'm not a big hockey guy. I don't
know if he won it. He might have
been on.
I think he won all 3 with the Penguins, but I'm not positive. You might be right.
All right.
So anyway, Marc-Andre Fleury's last time Ovechkin's going to face him. And so the game ends, and I don't even know who won. I don't know anything about the game, but I see Ovechkin. He skates over to the bench, and he starts calling. His guys have left.
Mm-hmm.
They're leaving. He calls everybody back. Get in damn line. And they went and shook his hand.
Okay.
I like that, man.
Yeah,
That's
he's
classy,
been around a long
man.
time with him.
You're going to pay respect to this guy.
Yeah.
And one of the hockey guys, his name escapes me right now, but he does that. Ray Ferraro.
Okay.
Says, man, the only one I can remember that happened for is Gretzky. That's awesome. That's pretty cool. I like that. Blah blah blah. Anyway, I thought that was really classy.
I'm not gonna say that guy doesn't seem to be a big enough name to get that treatment. But if Ovi thinks he should,
but
then
Ovi
that's
did.
fair.
So I say,
they're contemporaries.
And Ovi's the leader of that team, and they're the.
Well, what a story they could make.
They're the leader for the President's Cup, and they're having a great year, and
they would make a good summer storyline. The Caps and Ovechkin with this.
Yeah.
It was.
And he's
good.
6 goals away from passing Gretzky, and blah blah blah. But anyway, so that was one thing.
Remember the hit of All-Star Weekend? I mean, this could be hockey's best year in maybe ever.
Yeah,
because they slammed the All-Star game. I mean, an absolute grand slam. And if they could get an Ovechkin's already chasing down Gretzky. I saw Sid Crosby broke a Gretzky record last night.
Did he? Okay.
Oh, he's had
Sid the Kid.
He averaged a point.
Puck talk.
He averaged a point a game. For the 20th time in his career, and that beat Gretzky's record of 19 of averaging at least 19 seasons of averaging at least a point a game.
Quickie Dreamfinders Homes poll question, by the way, 50-50 on Stephen A. and with already 30 votes in. So
that is one, in fairness, that you have to know the specifics here.
I guess.
Yeah.
There's definitely a back and forth.
Because
you can find guilt with either of them, I think.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I think your natural answer is going to fall with which of those two you like more.
That
You
might
probably
be.
like one of them a little bit more. Maybe you don't.
I don't know. I don't think half the people. Well, that's true because a lot of people don't like
LeBron. That's
it's not
right.
that they like Stephen
That's
A.
right.
more. It's they don't like LeBron.
And amazingly, Stephen A. has the same thing. It's not that they like LeBron. They don't like Stephen A.
All right. My second thing that I loved in sports, and this one will be maybe maybe people won't agree with me, and I don't care. I'm going to say it. So it's a wrestling match. Okay.
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw that?
Yeah.
Okay, I like this. Some people say, no, you go. Yeah,
Is it the 5'5" guy again?
No, it's not the 5'5" guy. I did
he has
like
a
the
volleyball girlfriend.
5'5" guy has a 6'3" volleyball girlfriend. He looks like a nerd, and he's a heck of a wrestler. He's a national champion.
Yeah, he's got something going for him.
All right, so these are two young cats, man, and they're probably, I don't know, 14 or 15. Looking at them, maybe. And so the one kid comes out onto the mat, and he's clearly afflicted in terms of physical. He's got something wrong with him. I don't know what it is. He's
MS or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's going out to wrestle. It's a little bit like when they put the kid in at the end of the basketball.
Sure.
But this is wrestling, man.
Right.
This is like
okay.
And so I know some folks might, you teach your kid to win, but no, you don't.
Not against a kid with MS.
So the kid comes out the blue. And he just messes around, and he lets him pin him.
Okay.
He lets him pin him, man.
Sure.
It's heartwarming.
Does the other kid know that he's being let
I don't know.
pin?
He's smiling as wide as can be. He's happy as can be, man.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I don't know what he's got. I don't care.
Kid in the blue did right, man.
Yeah, he did right.
Hey,
100%.
If you find a problem with that problem you found's in the mirror. Man.
Yes, and a shout out to the dadgum parents who raised that kid and raised him. This is a young kid now. This is a kid who and so it was great. And he made him like he didn't just let him.
Yeah, it wasn't just he laid on his back.
They wrestled for about
they
wrestled for about 45 seconds to a minute, man.
And it didn't look like it was coached. That's why it's like it speaks on the character of the kid.
Yes.
It's not like the parents like, hey, let him win.
Yes.
He walked out there and he saw what he recognized what was going on.
Yes, I clap my hands to that kid, man. Look at it. And the little kid who won, he's waving, he's so happy, man.
Yeah.
And the other kid picked him up after he pinned him because the kid has trouble like walking. It was terrific. I love that stuff. So that's me. Those are feel good Friday moments for you. And it does a lot better than the Stephen A. LeBron feud. I juxtaposed it right there.
I'm going to say something here this morning. I've been overwhelmed with response today. Okay. And it surprises me because we've been doing this goofy stuff.
Okay.
For a lot of years.
Yeah.
And we do the Friday 5-pack. We do all kinds of stuff.
Yes.
But, man, I have never had the legitimate, response from giving out that Alabama over yesterday morning. I mean, I've had, 6 or 8, personal people I know that have texted me, hey, thanks for that over.
They texted me about it,
too. And we've had, 6 or 8 on the text line that have done it. So, I guess, Dan, what I'm saying here, we need to be, this is a warning to us, we need to be careful. When we really go with, hey, man, I'm telling y'all, this is easy money. We better mean it. Because
you're right. Listening now.
It occurs I could have 15, 20 really ticked off people at me this morning as well. The great thing about that over, and it was 175, which is a lot of points. Heck, I don't know if I've ever watched a game where, a basketball game where the over went over so early. That game went over with 8 minutes to go.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it just flew by.
Oh, yeah.
I was keeping an eye on it the whole time. But I knew a couple of people would have said something, but I'm surprised at how many, thank God, it hit, man.
Man, but here's the thing, though, Jeff. They texted, they're like, hey, we need that Prosser lock today.
Yeah. Well, Prosser needs some bird dogs. I told y'all, somebody better have me some breakfast here by 8 if you want more of this.
On the text line, Jeff, I feel like I owe you some money. I parlayed the Gators and the over.
There you go. Thank you.
So last night, this kid, Bennett Anderson, the trainer, former trainer, that walk-on kid,
This guy's come out of nowhere, hasn't he?
Yeah, so the Gators, the team gave him the honor of, how when teams win now, they take their name and they slam it on the board.
Yeah.
So they gave it to Bennett. Bennett, you're going to do it, man. You scored. Yeah, you put the name up there. We'll all dance around and cheer. So he goes to do it, does it, and he misses.
Oh man.
There's so many jokes there, but so too happy a morning. Florida pulls away for a 16-point win. We'll have more March Madness talk as we move along here in the morning. We got the Whisper today, right, boys?
I believe so.
Yeah, so we'll have the Whisper, talk a little NFL. Come back on the other side, Dan. I want to take a quick peek at this. There's a list being compiled online of the Jaguars' visits that they've had, personal visits with prospects. Mm-hmm. And your first thought is with the 5 pick that, you're focusing on those big names who could potentially go 5. But so many of these visits, and if you look back at some of this tracking in other years, pay attention. It could be very likely that of the 30 names that the Jags visit with, that'll be the 10-member draft class will come from those 30. In other words, they're bringing in and talking to guys that they've got targeted in later rounds, too. And we have some examples of that. So little Jag and NFL talk will return as well. tracking the Gators through to the Elite Eight. We've got 4 more Sweet 16 games tonight to see who joins them.
And when we come back, I will tell you a very surprising roster. I'll just share it with you, that with local kids who are making some big things happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, all that and more. It's a GFL Friday. You're listening to The Drill. We're booming at you from inside the divorcemenonly.com studios.
Booming. We're booming.
The Drill.
From the divorcemenonly.com studios.
My plan is to adopt a new style, a combination that requires the highest level of conditioning, speed, creativity, most of all,
1010XL.
Poker players, the Run Good Poker Series is taking over Best Bet Jacksonville from April 24th to May 4th. Brace yourself for 10 action-packed poker events, including the $1,200 main event with an incredible $300,000 guaranteed prize pool. Event number 1 kicks things off with a $400 no-limit hold'em tournament featuring a $200,000 guarantee. Want your shot? Win your way in through satellites. Your seat is waiting for you in the Run Good Poker Series at Best Bet Jacksonville. Visit bestbetjacks.com for tournament structures and details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
It's one of life's most important decisions. If you're 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, you have children, of course you want to take care of your family. That's why I'm here to tell you about Matt Hinson and the Hinson Law Firm. I'm not the attorney Matt is, but Matt wants to know if you've done your will. And it's something you need to do, right? Because you work hard for your money, man. Something happens to you, you want to decide where that money goes, right? It also helps minimize income, gift, and estate taxes as well. Matt Hinson is your guy. He's going to listen, going to help you with your decisions. He's going to give you all the information that you need so you are at ease with all your choices. It's real simple. It's a Hinson Law Firm. It's something you got to take care of. Get it on your list. Things to do. If you have questions, reach out to Matt. He's got the answers. 527-1700, 904-527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. Gang! Don't let the state decide your fate.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too. From Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, rolling lot bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
We're giving away free AC inspections to our wonderful customers who now call and schedule. But you must act today. A deal this good won't last forever. Call 904-862-6769. DuckDuckAC.com. Any required repairs are not included in the inspection.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnik Buick GMC is proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnik's Treating You Right guarantee. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer. Nobody but Nimnik. For 3 generations, Nimnik has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right, and they give a bunch back to the community. Visit NimnikBuickGMC.com today to learn more, or visit their showroom off Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
When you hear Florida Gators baseball on 1010XL, it's brought to you by Renewal by Anderson, the official window and door replacement partner of the Florida Gators, and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
I'm Max Fink on your Gator station. 1010XL is your pipeline to Gator Nation. Listen to the Gator Report all year round.
Freshened up by San Jose Collision on the home of the Florida Gators. 1010XL.
Go Gator! This is Hayes Carline for Kingfish Pest Control. Mosquito season is upon us, but don't let them take over. The secret to a bite-free yard is starting today with Kingfish Pest Control. Their 3-step mosquito defense process stops them before they can spread. Eliminate breeding areas, build a protective barrier around your yard, and monthly treatments to keep them away all season long. The earlier you start, the fewer mosquitoes you'll have to fight. Don't let those suckers ruin your outdoor fun. Call Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Cannonball!
Honey, someone's in our pool.
Oh, refreshing.
John, what are you doing?
Oh, hey, Dave. Seeing as how me and the guys at Clearwater Irrigation reinstalled your sprinklers after the pool contractor ripped it out, I thought you wouldn't mind if I took a quick dip.
But in a Jaguar print Speedo?
Yeah, Dave. My bad.
Clearwater Irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at
sprinklers.
And drainage too.
Tired of supermarket produce that's traveled thousands of miles before you get it? Treat your family to farm-fresh, Florida-grown fruits and veggies delivered right to your home with Doorbell Farms. No supply chain issues or questionable origins, just seasonal produce handpicked from local farmers. Subscribe monthly and enjoy the best local farm produce delivered right to you. Sign up now at doorbellfarms.com. Connecting real people to real family farms. Doorbellfarms.com.
Are you thinking about a pool for your home? Blue Haven Pools is Jacksonville's largest pool builder. They've built pools for over 20,000 satisfied families since 2000. It's never been easier to design the perfect pool for your home, family, and budget. Call Blue Haven Pools today at 904-620-0090 to get a free in-home estimate for your in-ground pool, or visit bluehaven.com. Don't let another summer pass by without a pool. Join thousands of happy Jacksonville pool owners in a Blue Haven pool.
Jags fans, here's your chance to score a trip to Green Bay for round one of draft night. Through the Everbank Draft Night Experience Sweepstakes, one lucky winner and a guest will be there live and in person to see the Jaguars make their first pick. To enter, visit everbank.com/draft by April 4th. That's everbank.com/draft. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry period from 3/3/25 to 4/4/25. For official rules, prize description, odds of winning, and other details, visit everbank.com/draft. Sponsored administrator, Everbank N.A.
Struggling with ED? Now Riddle Wellness has a solution that works. You've heard of PRP treatments for joint pain relief. That same technology is now available with the P-Shot, a non-surgical treatment for ED. Using your body's natural power, the P-Shot helps restore function naturally. No pills, no downtime, just results. Schedule a free consultation at elevatejacksonville.com and learn what the P-Shot can do for you. Riddle Wellness, your health, your confidence totally restored. Visit elevatejacksonville.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Diamonds are forever. They are
All right, so
all I need.
I got this from our friend
Okay, what do you got?
Joey. You know, the hockey playoffs are going on.
Already?
Yeah. Oh, diamonds are forever. I see what we're doing. It took me a minute. I'm sorry.
We're pushing E down the aisle. Is what we're doing every day, just to bug him,
just to annoy him. UMass,
University of Massachusetts,
is playing in the NCAA hockey playoffs.
Marcus
Had a
Kennedy.
big upset over Minnesota last night.
Oh,
They're
good
in
for them.
the regional final. Or
It's
something like
Minnesota. Anyway.
Mhm. And there are two Orange Park kids on the UMass hockey team.
Oh, word? Is it one of the Mooses?
Both the Mooses.
The Mooses?
Yeah.
Ain't that cool?
Jack and Joey.
I'll run it, just Joey Jr. I'll run into Joey Musa, who's a chiropractor, I believe, in town, and I'll run into him every now and then and still recall. Now, I think he played for
Lizard Kings?
Like the Bullets, maybe.
Yeah, the
I mean,
Bullets.
it may have been pre-Lizard
Yeah,
Kings,
yeah.
but Joey, like so many athletes, and again, it's a different scale, but had stuck around town. And his kids, and maybe these are the ones that his kids are prospects.
Yeah.
Like, you know how hockey is. They take you at like a high school age and put you in one of these boarding schools where you almost belong to the team.
One says underneath it says, I guess, who they play for, like Cedar Rapids USHL.
That's what I mean. They do that
and
kind
one
of thing.
says Dartmouth ECAC. So I don't know what.
Yeah,
that,
like I said, it's like a weird. I don't even know exactly how it works, but the setup in hockey at that level is you do both. You play college.
I
and
know
you play.
that. Pretty sure TC's grandson is a hockey player from up north.
That's correct.
Yeah, one of them is a
and
hockey.
Maybe he taught how they set the setup is.
Yeah, so it's a little. Yeah, it's a little.
You go to like a
different than
hockey academy, but you also get taught. I guess educated. It's not as. It's different than the other
Barracudas
sports.
is dad.
That's who he plays.
Yeah,
for.
the
Barracudas. There you go.
And then thanks, Joe. And then of course, you may not know this, but it's really one of the most. It's one of the great sports stories in Jacksonville that's underplayed.
Educate me.
We had a kid here, grew up here, right? Furlan. Brian Furlan.
Sure.
Right? That's his name, right?
Yeah.
He grew up here in Jacksonville, Florida, and he played in the NHL.
He was like a first-round pick, wasn't he?
Wait, what?
No, he's like a third or fourth round, though.
But he did,
went, I think he
to
went
the Bruins.
I think he went to Cornell maybe to play, and then he was part of that Indianapolis Ice, if I'm not mistaken.
He made it to the Bruins.
But he made it to the Bruins.
And he got injured.
Yeah, he got
he
like,
never made it back.
or something.
Yeah,
What's cool about that is like this is Florida,
Yes.
Jacksonville, Florida.
Yes.
So how did you grow up to be
Well,
a
here's what
hockey
happened.
player?
So you started Skate World,
Yep, I remember Skate
which
World.
is now the Igloo.
Yep.
Right? And the boys, he was a big kid and he was good. And
His father was, hockey background.
And so I guess Pops would literally, the story I heard about him, and we've had him on the show before. It's a great story. But the dad would literally drive him like on Fridays. The best hockey in the state back then was played, I think, in Fort Myers, if I'm not mistaken. Is that where he went, I think, Pros? And he would drive him to Fort Myers like every weekend to play hockey.
Like pickup, not like, but
league stuff.
Yeah, league stuff.
But
yeah.
the best of the league stuff
Gotcha.
in the state. And he just grew and grew, and he became a prospect and went to college. It's amazing. I mean, that's a pretty cool story.
Yeah.
So, and very underplayed here. So anyway, just passing that on. So that's some good hockey stuff. Now you can get to the Jags.
Well, it's kind of interesting to see this variety of names, and it doesn't have to be the 30 official. You get 30 official hostings, right, where you bring the prospects in. I'm curious about this, Dan. As buttoned up as the NFL is, a proprietary you are, and secretive it can be, I'm surprised that I would almost think in today's day and age you would do these things like Zoom or whatnot. Just you wouldn't let the whole world know who it is you got your eye on, because the interesting thing about this list of prospects that they met with already, it's not Mason Graham, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter.
Right.
For instance, and I think I'm on a Big Cat Country website here, but they've kind of they do a tracker of the reported visits that the Jags have had, be them at the Senior Bowl, the Combine, other places, just to give you an idea. But for example, in 2023, the same exercise, the tracker, it had Anton Harrison, but also Tank Bigsby, Ventrell Miller, Tyler Lacey, Cooper Hodges.
Okay.
They pre-draft met with all those guys. None of those guys, many of them were mid to late round picks. Last year's tracker included Brian Thomas Jr., but also Jarian Jones, DeAndre Prince, Josh Cephas, other guys who made the team.
Bo's cousin.
For sure. Bo Cephas. So they've got the Hula Bowl visits and the Senior Bowl visits and a couple at the Shrine Bowl, and I don't know if there's anything really to take from it. I'd rather stick to like the Combine, because that's some names maybe we know, and as it looks to the positions. But here's who they met with at the Combine now that's been, confirmed. First, the big boys, Graham, Hunter, Carter. But couple of young safeties, Dan. Nick Amanawari, who you love at South Carolina. And then a safety from Texas, Andrew Makuba.
Makuba Matata.
Sure. They're both high. Those, you would like to hope they would be second-round guys if you could get to them.
Okay.
They met with Quinn Ewers.
Okay.
Is there any round that you would want to use a draft pick on Quinn Ewers? Maybe?
Me? No.
Yeah.
Oh, if he's down there in like the 6th round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess really there is certainly no sustained, established, although they did spend some money, I guess, on Mullins. They did meet with Ted McMillan. They also met with Isaiah Bond. They met with another receiver. Certainly a receiver is going to be drafted at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know with 10 draft picks like they have, as many as they have, that we can make too many determinations by the position groups, because they have the ability this year to draft them all.
They got a great chessboard set up because of what they did in free agency, and that's one of the things that they sort of were lauded for when people break down the free agency. Now, look, again, for me, I would have signed at least one bigger name, but they got the guys they wanted, so, we'll see. It's on them now. It's on them. It's on them to draft well. It's on them to hit some home runs in the draft. It's on them to, when we're sitting here in November 5th and we're halfway through the NFL schedule, if the Jags are going to be successful in 2025, we better be talking about 3 or 4 of these rookies making significant contributions. Because if they ain't, then we ain't going to be any good, in my opinion.
And by the way, as it happened, as it was laid out in front of us, We did not get that last year.
Yeah.
It was a Brian Thomas Jr. only show to us.
Let me ask you
surprising at the end when they told us Jarian Jones was an all-rookie player, Jarian Jones, because it didn't feel like we were getting a lot from him during the year.
Think about this before you answer the question. I want to ask both you guys this question. I just made a statement. I want to see if you guys agree with me. Do you think this team, if they didn't have a draft, how many wins do you think this team could capably get? Right now, if they did not have a draft. Like, what do you think? In other words, I'm sitting here telling you that I don't think they're near good enough, and I don't think that. So unless the rookies, and I'm talking about not just one, Brian Thomas Jr., I'm talking about 3 or 4, and they don't all. Brian Thomas Jr. was exceptional last year, but we probably need an exceptional and 3 goods.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
and Jarian Jones has to be put in the good category.
Yeah.
I'd say 6 to 7 wins.
Right now, if they didn't have a draft.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree.
Because we're going to beat the Colts. We're going to beat the
Titans. It's a different. If you ask me what I think we would get or like what's the max, I don't know if I don't know if that ceiling number that we talked about, 10 being the ceiling.
Yeah.
I don't know if that changes more than a game or 2 for me based on just the rookies.
Fine.
So I'd say 9.
Okay.
I would like drop it down.
You think this team can win 9 games?
Ceiling.
Yeah.
Things got to go right. Got to stay healthy. Got to win the games you're supposed to win.
But you're saying there's enough talent on that team to win 9 football.
The only reason I think that, Hick, is because 9 isn't a lot in 17.
Correct.
It's basically a 500 season. And before last year's total debacle, they were a team that won 9 games back-to-back years.
And here's the other thing. You throw out that caveat, if everything goes right. Everything doesn't always go right. It's not possible.
Let me use this one. They played in the last 3 years with a similar nucleus to what they have this year.
Yeah.
They've been a 9-8 football team.
Yeah.
Last year was an outlier, so don't use injury. Whatever you want to say, it was an outlier. They had 10 one-score losses. And it was 10 one-score losses, and they had 5 fewer wins than they had each of the previous 2 seasons.
Okay, well then how do you, in your mind, put the spin on the second half of the year before that?
That was injury. I mean, come on. They lost everything down the stretch there.
Okay.
They got the quarter, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And you lost Kirk. You lost, their O-line was beat to hell.
Yeah.
But
that happens, Jeff.
Don't totally
It's going to happen
it.
again.
Yeah.
We had 1 year where it didn't happen. 22. Remember we just didn't get injuries.
Well, the second half but the first half of that year wasn't all that good.
Yeah. So,
like a lot of this, listen, your resting heart rate on this also depends on your belief in Trevor Lawrence, and that varies from person to person, and it varies within the studio.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a little more confidence and faith that
you gotta have faith.
And the one thing that's the most obvious thing, so you don't reference it every time, but this out with the old news, in with an app.
Mm-hmm.
I like. I feel like we threw away the newspaper and we brought in, some guys that actually know what an app is.
Did you see who's going into their college's Ring of Honor this fall?
Me.
Congrats.
Thank you. It's been a while.
You want me to come?
I was hopeful. We'll see. I've got to see how many invites I'm allowed.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Be great.
It's a football player.
Okay.
Former Jaguar great.
A college Damon Jones.
Big sofa. Why would you guess him?
Because we saw him the other day.
Oh.
I think Damon Jones is already in the Southern Illinois. Probably not.
Damn.
He's not in Michigan. So we do know that.
He's definitely not in Michigan.
He didn't make the cut there.
Yeah.
All right. So it's a former Jag. He's going into. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to give me some sort of questions. I can't just. I got 1,000 people I could guess.
Not really.
All right,
It's obviously it
He's
was obviously a
decent player?
great college player.
Okay. Is he an offensive player?
Yes.
Mojo.
No.
Okay. Has he played? Has he played after Del Rio left? Was he here after Del Rio left or before Del Rio left? His Jaguar career.
I think he was here for Del Rio.
Both. Is he a skill position player?
Yes.
All right. I got two questions left. And I've narrowed it down to a skill position player from like the 2000s years.
He was after Del Rio.
He was after Del Rio.
Yeah.
Okay.
It all blurs together for me.
Yeah, now we got. All right. Ugh. Mike Sims Walker?
Incorrect.
I'm not. Oh, how about
I'll give you a clue.
Did he do nothing in the NFL?
Nothing.
Yeah, is it the running back from UCF?
Oh, Storm Johnson?
Yeah, Storm Johnson.
Oh,
It's,
no.
you know, it's a receiver. Jarrett Dillard.
No, this was a great college player.
Denard Robinson.
Nope.
That was a good guess.
That was a good guess.
Yeah.
That was a better
That's,
guess.
Yeah, that's
that
it.
was a much better guess.
All right, this is a great Leonard Fournette.
How quickly we forget. No. But
Oh,
he
he's
had
too
something
late.
in common with Leonard Fournette.
So got to be a running back.
No.
No.
Went to LSU.
LSU.
No.
Where
he was drafted.
Number 4 overall.
Maybe not there, but
Okay.
maybe in the first round.
Jokel?
Nope.
You
how
said
quickly
skill.
we forget.
Oh, Justin Blackman.
Justin Blackman.
Justin Blackman. Yeah.
Just the 6th player inducted into the Cowboy Ring of Honor.
He was, man, you want to talk about all the guys that smoked their career away. That dude could have been a player now.
He's still pretty young right now, ain't he?
He's probably 40.
No, I'll take 40.
2012, 2013, he's 22, about 36, 37 now. Man, it's amazing that he never came back. He just, golly.
Couldn't stay off the weed.
It wasn't really, I don't think it
He was
was.
a drinker, too.
was a
No, he
drinker.
was
Yeah,
also,
he
he
was
was
a
on,
drinker.
it was drinking and it was weed and it was other stuff. Yeah. He hit the,
I always remember this about Justin, man.
He's
He was
35 years old. He just turned 35. He hit the trifecta of the party scene. He did
He
the
was
alcohol. He did the THC.
You know what he was, though? He was like, he would have fit in with the Clay County gang, your Clay County gang.
What's that mean?
Always had a big old dipper in his mouth.
Yeah.
You know
He
what
is
I
a
mean?
country boy.
He's a country boy.
Yeah, he was a country boy.
Yeah, he was a
Yeah.
country boy, man. And he.
God, he's
he
only
was-
35. What a wasted career. That guy could have made so much
Right.
money.
Oh, my gosh.
He
And he was
just turned
so
35.
good.
So good. Great
He had
hands.
Long. He reminded me of Chris Chambers.
Yeah, he could
'Cause
catch
you thought-
everything.
He looks tall. I
Taller.
always thought Chris Chambers like 6'5" because
Right.
he's long arms, but
Yeah.
he wasn't.
He's 6 feet.
Yeah, but Justin was kind of like Justin, and he gave us a couple games where we're like, oh,
He had
my
unbelievable.
God.
He has a couple of the biggest. I bet he's got 2 of the top 5 productive games.
Was it the Rams? He went for like 16 for 230.
Texans, I think he did. Maybe. also.
Golly, man.
Yeah, he had some
Damn you,
huge.
Justin.
And he only played probably, 20 games for the Jags?
He played. I'll tell you how many games Justin Blackman played. He played 20 games.
Yeah.
He played 12 and 13. 14, he was suspended. He only played 4 games in 13.
What did he have in 20 games? What were his numbers?
In 20 games, he had, as rookie, in 74, 84, 93 catches, 1,200 yards, 6 touchdowns.
Yeah.
But he had
some
games.
big games. What was the rookie?
Let me
Did he
look.
have 1,000 one of those years?
Let me look at what he did in his single game log here.
Probably not if he only had 1,200.
Yeah, against Houston, he had, in one game, he had 7 for 236, bro.
Yeah.
And a rookie.
Yeah.
As a rookie. And then in 13, and just 4 games, so he probably didn't. I don't know if he did anything. Yeah, he had at Denver, 14 for 190, and at St. Louis, 5 for 136. Back to back. He came back from his 4-game suspension. He came back from a 4-game suspension, played 4 games, and got suspended again.
Oh, my God.
Damn it, Justin. And in 2 games, he had 19 catches for 326 yards.
He really flashed. He really did. He looked so smooth from the time they got him, but my man was drunk all the daggum time.
Man. Dang. What a waste. All right, 8 o'clock hour coming up next right here on The Drill.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Joe Cowart.
That's the quiet cool.
Matt Hayes.
Help us win.
And Leon Searcy.
All right, let's break someone's clavicle on 3.
XL Prime Time.
1, 2, 3.
2 to 4 weekdays on 1010XL.
Here's Linda Beaver.
At Beaver Toyota, we believe your experience should be more than just buying a car. It should be a lifetime of confidence, care, and trust. We're proud to offer a lifetime warranty, lifetime oil changes, and lifetime customer service. We're not just here to sell you a car. We're here to establish a lifelong relationship that you can always count on. It's simple. You deserve the best and shouldn't settle for less. Visit Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine, where we're ready to give you peace of mind for a lifetime. We're here to wow you.
Hey, Beard's Diamonds is where Jacksonville shops for engagement rings and fine diamond jewelry. Beard's Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center. They stand out in a big way. Most importantly, local, L-O-C-A-L, local owners. The Lupo's part of the community, man. Great people. Go over and say hello. Been here forever, decades. Money spent at Beard's doesn't go to Wall Street. It stays right here. In Jacksonville, we take care of Jacksonville. Jacksonville takes care of us, and Beard's Diamonds will take care of you. They have the best selection of diamonds in Northeast Florida, hands down. They don't have commission salespeople. They have trusted advisors. They don't have to jack up prices to meet a corporate bottom line. And they've got everything you could want in bridal jewelry. Tacori, Viraggio, dozens more. And they guarantee guarantee to give you a better price, a better value, period. Look, Beards is your locally owned, better alternative, beholden to the people of Jacksonville, not Wall Street. Don't buy a diamond ring or any piece of jewelry without talking to my friends at Beards. Beards Diamonds. Go find them. They're right there at the St. John's Town Center.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
At Performance Painting, we've spent decades protecting commercial properties with durable, long-lasting coatings. And we can bring the same expertise when painting the exterior of your home. With industry-leading materials and a proven process, we extend the life of your home, reducing maintenance costs and preserving its value. Now, for a limited time, save $500 when you hire us to paint your home's exterior. Just mention 1010XL. Go to performancepainting.com to schedule a friendly estimate. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
Mia here, and let me tell you about one of our area's best resorts, the Sawgrass Marriott Golf Resort and Spa. The Sawgrass Marriott is not only a great destination for a vacation, but it is also a great destination for dining on the Florida's first coast. 1912 Ocean Bar and Rooftop is now open on Ponte Vedra Boulevard, featuring Ponte Vedra's only oceanfront rooftop bar and lounge. Serving finely crafted cocktails and delectable eats, it's open daily from 4 to 10 with complimentary valet parking.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach. Dan and Jeff take you down the fairway with the PGA Tour professionals.
Keep an eye on this one.
Brunch with the Tour.
Tour news, tips, and inside info brought to you by
Clearwater Irrigation. 8:30 Tuesday morning on 1010XL.
The housing market is as busy as ever on the First Coast. And if you've moved in or moved on, make sure you have a team of trained electricians ready to help. American Electrical can make sure you're up to date electrically and maximize your living experience. Smart home automation services, home theater systems, outdoor and dock lighting, and backup generators. American Electrical can do it all. A team you can trust with highly trained technicians ensuring you have the best living experience. American-Electrical.com, a leader on the First Coast and powered by professionalism.
Hi, it's Rick Ballou. I hope you'll join me and some former NFL players for an incredible event at the end of March, the Lone Warrior Foundation 2025 Champions of Hope Charity Golf and Tennis Challenge. March 31st at Marsh Landing will support single-parent families in their fight against cancer. An opportunity to win sensational prizes, but more importantly, we will bring meaningful hope and support to the lives of families affected. To sign up, go to LoneWarriorFoundation.com. That's LoneWarriorFoundation.com.
Join UF Health Jacksonville for their inaugural golf classic on Friday, April 25th at Amelia River Club. Sponsorships and foursomes are available. Visit ufhealthjacks.org/golf for details. See you on the course.
Mia here. Getting more is great, and that's what makes this sale so great. It's a sale on top of a sale, and it's going on now at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Get $0 down and just $288 per month for a pre-owned 2022 Toyota Corolla. Or you choose a pre-owned 2021 Camry, RAV4, Tacoma for $0 down and $388 per month. You can even choose no payments till July 2025. Shop in person on Atlantic Boulevard, just a quarter mile east of 295, or online anytime at arlingtontoyota.com.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. Gator basketball did better than survive when they advanced past Maryland to the Elite Eight on Thursday evening. Head coach Todd Golden shared his insight on how they controlled the game.
I thought we did a good job on the glass. I thought we did a good job defending them. We were still able to go into halftime with a lead.
The Gators will next face Texas Tech as they defeated Arkansas in overtime. The JU Dolphins men's baseball team will return home this weekend to host Queens in an ASUN Conference Series. Head coach Chris Hayes has expressed confidence in the team's performance.
Well, just know that if we play well, we can beat anyone.
first pitch is scheduled for 7 p.m. this evening. Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp are on the road to play Nashville tonight. Their home opener will be on Tuesday, April 1st, with a 6-game series against the Worcester Red Sox. That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
Currently, it's 8:06 and it's 59 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller. Stay tuned for the quarterback whisper on the drill next.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the quarterback whisperer, Denny Thompson.
Okay, bring it in.
Brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security, security and automation experts, and George Moore Chevrolet.
1, 2, 3.
Give me that boom boom. Whisper.
Whisper.
He's trying to be like mogul, like you, is what I hear.
Who?
Denny.
Denny's a mogul?
I hear he's just going multi-platforms, got some podcasts firing off now, all kinds of stuff.
Podcast.
Before you know it, it'll probably be doing a,
TV show.
ESPN Plus show.
They say you drive a Maserati now.
A Maserati. Remember that's
You driving a Maserati?
No. No, come on now.
You on South Beach.
Thought you were a George Moore Chevrolet guy.
I am a George Moore Chevrolet guy. They don't sell Maseratis at George Moore Chevrolet.
That's correct.
But you can go get you a nice Silverado like I've got. So,
That's right, baby. Look at this. The segue there was terrific.
Good plug.
Synergy.
By the way,
yes, sir.
We've been doing this a long time now.
Yeah.
And this intro is still just as hideous as it was day one.
What do you mean? Used to be we did Careless Whisper for a while. That was the worst.
Oh, yeah.
That was the most beta intro of all time, bro.
It's just the dramatic quarterback.
Give me that boom boom. Oh yeah, you don't like that. Yeah, you're more humble than that. You're just a simple West Side kid from Jacksonville, Florida. You don't you don't need that.
That's
fair. It's just hysterical. I thought about it this morning. I'm like, this thing's lived on.
Well, then you know what?
It's ridiculous.
Stop collaborating with all of the highest, biggest, best names in football quarterbacking, and we'll stop producing the dramatic, dramatic openings.
Hey, Danny, do you think
we can keep the entry?
Danny, this isn't a quarterback question, but do you think a dude can play in the NFL at 464 pounds? Like, is there a role for? Do you think Desmond Watson is going to play in the NFL? And if it does, he would be the heaviest player by far in the history of the league. And
heaviest drafted.
And he's obviously an unbelievable athlete. He did 36 reps on the bench, which would have been a combine. Would have won the combine this year. But I just can't understand around a football program. I know Florida tried. I know they tried to get him to lose some lbs. It's just he can't do it.
Well. Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. Like, I think there's multiple questions.
Yeah.
That we're talking about.
Yeah.
Because
take me inside the college program, I guess, that you can.
464 pounds. Like, can he play? Yeah. He's hard to move.
Yeah.
Right. Like, he's super hard to move. Like you said, he's just leaning into somebody. He's a very powerful guy. Now, the 36 reps, again, he's 464 pounds. Show me a guy that's 265 and busts out 25 reps. I'm way more impressed.
Okay.
But, yeah, plug him in a one-tech and try to move his butt.
I think
People
that
in an inside zone, that's going to be a problem.
I think the Eagles draft him so nobody can use him against them in the division against the tush push.
That's actually genius.
He would seem like a good tush-push stopper.
Yeah.
You would have to question if you're a GM, though. You would have to question, am I going to draft this guy? Because obviously at 464, there's some struggles somewhere with some things. That to me would be the bigger question. I
don't see how you could put enough food in your body to weigh 464 pounds. It would feel like you would have to be eating 24 hours a day.
You're buying that gallons of ice cream at night. But Danny, let me ask you a question, because you're around both NFL and it's my guess that you're more like college programs can more keep an eye on you than pro team. Like, all the NFL team's going to do is say, Desmond, you need to play at 420. If you're over 420, we're going to fine you every day. That's about all, right? That's about all that they're going to do. In college, they can walk. They got nutrition. They got people there that are just, constantly working with you and hey, you need to be here at 5 a.m. We're going to work out. We're going to lose. I mean, I just can't imagine why this kid can't lose weight.
That's the crazy thing. Well, I mean, you're right. They can't control that, but they can't stop DoorDash.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. Like,
right.
I mean, there's things that you have to do outside of that facility, but you think about, to Jeff's point, the number of calories he's burning each day.
God.
I do. I feel, because he doesn't want it to be like that. So I do. So I'm not trying to make fun of the kid, but I feel sorry for him. But
yeah.
He's a good athlete. Like, we've seen him run the ball. Like, hopefully a year from now, 2 years from now, there's a piece coming out to where he's down to 360 and he's playing well.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the hope. But definitely.
Man, y'all lost your mind. You think that man could play at 360? He hasn't been under 400 pounds in 5 years, man.
Well,
by the way, let's just be careful how tough we are on the observation and the whether or not you can take a guy 464 or less with pick 231. The Jacksonville Jaguars select.
Yeah,
Desmond Watson.
I'm just
right.
I mean, the
I'm
whole
not saying
thing.
he can play at 360, Jeff. I'm hoping he can play.
I don't think that. I'm on an island, and again, I don't know what's expected of Desmond Watson every play, but man, I've never seen a football player. The ball says hike, he stands up and just doesn't move as much as that was the plan for Desmond Watson. That seemed like, I mean, there wasn't even on a lot of plays, and whether it's his conditioning or whether that's the scheme. I mean, it didn't even seem to be his intent to collapse the line of scrimmage or the pocket. He was just like a plugger,
Danny, what do you expect from Thomas Castellanos in Tallahassee?
That's a great question. I think Florida State's a really interesting thing.
Very
I don't think anybody knows what they're going to be. They got so many wild cards, him being one of them, Gus Malzahn being another one.
Yeah.
And what are they going to come out doing? I think I've read that they've closed their practices for the spring or, whatever. But I think he's a really good player. He's a really good athlete. I think in a lot of ways with what Gus has done in the past, maybe a little bit older Gus Malzahn fits Thomas perfectly.
Okay.
And he can throw the football really well too. Like, he's not just a running quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
There's some things like you got to move him a little bit, a lot.
Little guy, right? 5'9".
He's a little guy.
I mean, we're talking little.
Yeah. Now, explosive. I mean, absolutely explosive, fun to watch. He was plays from Ware County. It was fun to watch there. So
sure.
I'm excited to see it. We were talking about this yesterday down here in Miami. I was talking to a couple guys about Florida State just in general and just how interesting that is, because I don't think anybody knows. Nobody knows what we're going to get. You could get last year's Florida State. You could get 2 years ago Florida State for all we know.
Danny, Mike Norvell's going into his sixth year. 6th year in Tallahassee is what is supposed to be, positioned as the top program in the ACC, or certainly one of the top 2 or 3. I would argue in 6 years, the guy has yet to bring in a quarterback that would even be considered slightly a difference maker.
Well, Danny would argue that with you.
Well, he got Jordan Travis. He got Jordan Travis already there.
Yeah.
And the only quarterback who has played anywhere near effective at Florida State since Mike Norvell showed up now 6 years ago is Jordan Travis. I'm just curious about that, Denny. I would think a guy who's got an offensive background, who's got one of the plum chops in the league. I would think that replenishing the quarterback position or keeping the quarterback position strong enough to keep you upper level ACC would have been an easier task, but he's failed at it, has he not?
Yeah. No, I mean they've definitely had a rough go. You look at the guys that they've recruited and brought in, in the time that he's been there. The first couple guys were, they were swings and misses. And so then you feel like you're catching up, and then of course I worked with Luke and he was there last year, and I think Luke's a good player. The kid that they signed this year, Kevin Sperry, was another Elite 11 guy. So back-to-back years they've landed, one of the 11 best quarterbacks in the country. And now it's just a matter of, of what are you doing offensively? Let's get into a flow of something offensively and start developing these guys and keeping them at Florida State as well. And then I don't want to say that they lost Luke Kromenhoek. I don't want to go into the details of that, but that was just, that was largely one of these, oh my gosh, this is just going to happen, isn't it, type of thing.
Would you say that he wasn't, you don't have to go into the details, but would you say that he was not a good fit in the Malzahn offense? Like, was it more, or let me ask you this, Was it more Luke or was it more FSU or was it 50? Like, how do you what can you?
I feel like I'm on a Seinfeld episode when I say this, but it was like 50-50.
Yeah.
It was like kind of a one of those type things.
Yeah.
I think everybody was on the same page for the most part by the end, and it was something that really I think everybody tried to prevent from happening.
And he's at Mississippi State, right? He went to Mississippi State. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I know I'm being generic because I just don't.
No, I get it. I'm not asking for personal.
Like that,
Yeah.
But it's nothing. I don't think it's nothing either one did at the end of the day.
Mhm.
It's just kind of like one of those things where it's like, okay, you know what? I'm better off.
I mean, from an outsider, I'll say this. Here's a kid who took the bullet for you. I mean, he went out there and just got annihilated and beat up, and and did his very best, and wasn't and was thrown out there early, and blah blah blah, and then it and now he's gone. I mean, it just not a great look from the FSU side, in my opinion.
But I get it because
Okay.
you're going into a year where you have to win.
That's fair. Yeah, you got to get. Yeah.
And you've got a guy like Thomas Castellanos who's got a lot of snaps, who has a unique skill set, and unfortunately, in Florida State's world, I think that they have to win this year. There won't be. I don't know. I shouldn't.
No,
say
I
that.
think
I
you're
have
right.
No idea.
No, if they go 3-9,
right?
Yeah, there's trouble.
Right. So you're going to roll out the guy that gives you the best chance to win, like you always should. You don't necessarily have a whole lot of time for development at quarterback. And so yeah, I mean, I if they can get, they need to win a couple of years so that can happen, so that they can find the next quarterback and go, hey, he's going to have some ups and downs, but we're going to develop the guy.
Mm-hmm.
The Sperry kid from Texas that's there is really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Really good.
All right.
So I like Mike. I hope it works out. And I mean that he is one of the most. He is one of my favorite college coaches that has.
Okay.
What's the word I'm looking for? Because I don't want to throw shade on every other college coach. Very honest guy.
Mm-hmm.
Does things the right way around there.
Okay.
So I'm really pulling for him.
And it's also this too. Whenever you get that coach from quote the mid-major, and that's kind of what Memphis feels like, and they're known for having a lot of offense, you always fancy those guys as some sort of quarterback guru. Like they get the most out of quarterbacks, and I think that's what you thought you will be getting at Tallahassee. And to this point, it's not played out that way. All right, Denny, I'm going to end with one last fill in the blank question for you.
Fill in the blank, Denny.
All right. College football spring games will be exhibition games between two major programs rather than inter-squad games by the year blank.
2026.
Yeah, next year, right?
Yeah.
Next year, the spring game is going to be Florida State against Alabama.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Florida against, USF, and it's going to be
revenue source.
And by the way, like especially with some of these splits, like Mike Gundy says he wants the spring game against Oklahoma, not the same conference anymore. That's where we're headed. We're headed to the NFL schedule of like an off season with OTAs, and we're heading for spring games that are going to be scrimmages. And Deion, to his credit, was the first one to bring this up like a couple weeks ago. Said he wanted Ohio State or somebody. He wanted to play in a spring game. So
they're playing Syracuse, aren't they?
Is that what it is this year?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think some this year, maybe already.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's where we're headed. That's where we're coming. By the way, not a bad idea.
No.
It's not a bad idea until you know that they're going to monetize and commercialize this thing, and now
coming.
And are they going to play? Are you going to get, like, if you bring the fans in, are you actually going to see the guys play a little bit more than normal?
I hope not. Because that's not what spring football's for.
Right.
And that's the only bad thing. Like, we keep finding things that I think are going to stunt the growth of players. I mean, spring is supposed to, in my eyes, it's supposed to be a time where you get out there, and if you make mistakes, that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to make them in the spring. Let's grow, let's develop.
Right.
All of a sudden, man, you throw another team out there, and your diehards show up in all your school colors and talking trash, and now there's pressure on that game with the coach. And are you going to let that kid who had surgery in January fully heal like he would have if you wouldn't have played this spring game? Are you going to put in the same offense that you were going to put in? Are you going to do the work that you were normally going to do in the spring? Or are you going to prepare for a game? Mm-hmm. Because there's no reason you should prepare for a game right now.
Good point.
So that's the only thing that I don't like about it. I mean, I like football. So if they're going to play against somebody else in the spring, then great. I'll watch it. But from a developmental perspective, it can be damaging.
All right, my brother. Appreciate you, Denny.
Thank you, Denny.
All right, guys.
Have a good one.
I'll talk to y'all soon.
There he goes, Denny Thompson, the quarterback whisperer. Gators are in the Elite Eight, man. Big win last night over Maryland. We'll revisit that. And also, man, oh, man, Mr. Opening Day strikes again, and it was worth about
unbelievable
$29,000 to one dude. I'll tell you that and more when we
bet
return.
it, huh? Interesting. All right, it's the GFL Friday. That's Green for Life. Trust them for all your commercial roll-off needs.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
As the countdown begins, it's good to know there is still one number you can always count on.
1010XL.
Lauren Brooks here. At Hodges Mazda, they are proud of their solid reputation in the Jacksonville community. As your hometown Mazda dealer, their high customer service standards and their huge inventory of new and used cars provide their customers a consistently first-rate car buying experience. Their professional non-commissioned sales team puts your best interest first without exception. And all new vehicle purchases include the Hodges Mazda Protection Package. Visit them online at HodgesMazda.com or stop in today to learn more and discover the Hodges Mazda difference.
Hey, gang, Hicken here for my friends at Beaches Dermatology. I love Beaches Dermatology, and you should too. Why? They take great care of you, number one, first and foremost. One of the best places to work, quite frankly. Voted one of the top workplaces of 2025 via the Jacksonville Business Journal. Yeah, I told you the staff is great over at Solano Road. Shout out! But it's not just there. It's everywhere. They have different locations to serve you. Doctors Boudreaux, Doctors Metz, Dr. Fader takes great care of you with Mohs surgery. Listen, gang, they want to remind you to protect your skin. You know, especially now, man. The heat is on. It's back. The oven's going to get turned on here, cranked up. We got to protect ourselves. Ears, a little long sleeve dry fit, whatever it takes. Sunscreen. And if something does show up, easiest way to go get it checked out is at Beaches Dermatology. And the easiest way to make the appointment is go to beachesdermatology.com. Find the location closest to you, and you'll be glad you did. beachesdermatology.com for all your skincare needs.
Jags fans, here's your chance to score a trip to Green Bay for round one of draft night. Through the Everbank Draft Night Experience Sweepstakes, one lucky winner and a guest will be there live and in person to see the Jaguars make their first pick. To enter, visit everbank.com/draft by April 4th. That's everbank.com/draft. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry period from 3/3/25 to 4/4/25. For official rules, prize description, odds of winning, and other details, visit everbank.com/draft. Sponsored and administrator, Everbank N.A.
Cool Cats Heating and Cooling, the coolest cats in town, setting the standard in our hometown. Quality service, the best around. Coolidge is the cat that cares about your heating and about your air. Cool Cats Heating and Cooling, the coolest cats in town.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Your yard starting to look a little like a jungle? Well, it might be time for a little TLC. Or how about RTC, Russell Tree Care? At Russell Tree Care, they give your trees the perfect haircut. Whether it's trimming or removing, they'll make sure your yard looks its best, all while keeping safety as a top priority. Call Russell Tree Care today and let them take care of your trees. Russell Tree Care, 844-4Mr. Wood. That's 844-467-9663. Or visit RussellTreeCareLLC.com today. Your trees will thank you.
Hunters Know Patience is part of the game.
Just got to keep hunting.
Jeff Lageman, Captain Kevin Faber, and Captain Kirk Waltz on the Nimnicht Outdoors Show. Presented by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Saturday morning from 7 to 10 on 1010XL.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
What
does it mean when someone says the continental United States?
It's always a good idea to compare homeowners insurance rates when it's time to renew. Before storm season, log on to southernoak.com and get an instant quote or find an agent in your area.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The continental United States refers to all United States in North America. Hawaii is in the southern hemisphere.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
If you're heading to the Og or you're already part of the nation's oldest, don't forget to drop into Sunset Grill. For over 30 years, serving up great chowder, seafood, wings, and cold beer. Sunset Grill, somewhere on A1A, St. Augustine Beach.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood. Clayton, you talk a lot about a diamond's cut grade. Why is a diamond graded for cut?
Frank, that's simple. We cut grade diamonds to show a measurement of beauty and light return to the person looking at the diamond so they can understand the value difference between a diamond cut for maximum beauty and one cut for maximum weight. Now, it gets a little more complicated when you find out that the American Gem Society Laboratory actually assigns performance grades and proportion grades using patented computer software and grades for polish and symmetry using a microscope. The end result of cut grading is a final grade that can go from a 0 or ideal to a 10, which is poor. Each of these grades are priced a little differently. That's why you can see a diamond with a fine color and clarity priced low, particularly on the internet, because a trained gemologist won't buy it for resale because of the poor cut. Unfortunately, these type deals aren't good deals. They're bad deals for the unknowing customer.
Underwoods in San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
When you need a mechanic you can trust, call Sam, Harry, or Joe at AA Automotive on Richard Street. From oil changes to complex engine repairs, AA Automotive promises expert service and honest pricing from a local family biz. AA Automotive on Richard Street.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
I didn't say who it was, what happened,
That's all good.
the amount of the bet.
Sure.
All that.
Yeah.
Listen.
I've made all my hot takes for the Major League Baseball season. They are this. The Dodgers are going to win 162. Shohei's going to homer 100 times. Obviously, the Braves are going to win about 20 games. Their ace can't get us a win game one. Obviously, the Mets have made the worst investment in Major League history, $750 million for a ninth-inning strikeout.
I kind of liked some of the things that I saw with the Mets yesterday.
Did you? I didn't like my Braves.
I didn't like losing.
Although we had 2 home runs robbed yesterday, Dan, literally. Albies had a 3-run homer pulled over the fence, and Baldwin had a homer pulled over the fence.
That hurts.
Yeah, it does.
They didn't pull Tyler O'Neill's homer over the fence because he's Mr. Opening Day. In 2020, he hit a home run on opening day. In 2021, he hit a home run on opening day. In 2022, he hit a home run on opening day. In 2023, he hit a home run on opening day. Last year, he hit a home run on opening day. And yesterday, he hit a home run on opening day. 6 years in a row, Tyler O'Neill, who? Yes, Tyler O'Neill has hit home runs on opening day. That is a record that will stand the test of time, I do believe.
Yeah. Is O'Neill the one that's all jacked, buff, or is that the other? There was St. Louis had those 2 outfielders. One of them, though, was just like a...
He looks pretty good, circling the bases right here against the Blue Jays, who the O's hammered 12-2.
I think they hit like 6 home runs in that game, the O's.
And that was a good opening for Baltimore.
That's one of the most impressive sports plays to me, when somebody robs a home run.
Yeah, it is
like
impressive.
Whenever they go, like...
It ain't easy, dude.
Yeah, not just putting your glove over when they jump on the wall and go get it.
Yeah,
that's so impressive.
Think about it like this, too. Like just try, you haven't done it in a long time. But go chase a fly ball.
Right.
Try
to judge it.
Without even having to judge.
Your eyes are bouncing around.
You're running.
Especially at our age. When you're younger, it's a little easier, but your point is fair.
I get to the point, let me get out of the way, because I don't know where it's
Now
gonna
get
go.
to the fence and make a timed leap and snare the ball. It's not easy.
Oh,
But anyway.
yeah, and sometimes the leaps and snares are literally unbelievable. I liked, as a father of twins myself, I liked what Wilyer Abreu did last night for Boston. The Red Sox open with a win at Texas. That's a nice opening night win for them.
was there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, Abreu went deep twice last night.
Okay.
Including a tie-breaking 3-run shot in the 9th.
Yes.
And he did it in dedication to his 2-homer game to his newborn twin boys.
All right. Very nice. Wilmer Flores They dusted the cobwebs off him, and he hit a home run to bring the Giants back against the Reds.
Didn't he have a 20 home run year like last year or 2 years ago?
Wilmer probably got 20 at some point.
Wilmer the one that they traded and he cried, and then they said, never mind, you can stay?
Yeah, Wilmer was great.
What changed? Why did he end up not being traded? Like the other guy didn't pass the physical or something?
Yeah, I think it was Gomez or something.
So it wasn't like they changed their mind because he cried.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
No, because he was a Met when he was like 16.
I know.
And
I
it was
remember.
all he ever knew. And
I've not felt much compassion for the Mets through the years. I actually felt a little bit for old Wilmer that day. I've always kind of liked him because of that.
So my son told me, and I'm not sure which guy it is, and the Googans will know these guys. One of the Barstool guys might have been like Big Cat or somebody.
Okay.
He put $6,500 down on Tyler O'Neill anytime home run yesterday. Paid like $29,000.
Those guys are degenerate.
Is that racks or stacks?
That's big racks.
Racks.
I'm putting money on. I'm putting racks on Buddy next year opening day.
Yeah, put money on him on opening day, dude. I mean, 6 straight times this guy's hit a home run. That's incredible, man. So anyway, I thought that was interesting, and that happened. There's a lot of good baseball stuff yesterday. Okay, back to the Gators, and one other thing. We may be cooked in baseball. Lost again last night to Ole Miss. 0-7 in the SEC. The Liam Peterson kid did not pitch. They had down 2 starters, and I don't know that they can get up. They may not be able to. Now, listen, it's the SEC. It's loaded. If you can go, and I'm against this, I'll say it in any sport. I'm not going to be a hypocrite, but they say if Florida can get 13 conference wins, they play 30 games, 13. But right now, to do that, you got to play some good baseball because they're 0-7.
This has been an amazing splat. I mean, they were on a fast start, cruising along, beating good teams out of conference, and splat.
No question, bro. It's unbelievable.
I'm being told on the text line, Design My Lifetime Enclosures, that Tyler O'Neill's dad is a former Mr. Canada bodybuilder. So that would make sense that that's who I'm thinking of.
Uh-huh. By the way, unbelievable. Just one little pet peeve.
Okay.
CBS and college basketball and
pet peeve too,
ESPN are the biggest suck-ups to Duke in the history of sport.
How did they suck up to him?
Bro?
What you mean?
We're playing in a regional final. Where are we playing?
San Francisco.
Which is the what?
What do you mean? It's the West Regional.
Okay. That's the West Coast, right?
Correct.
So the West is usually going to be the late game, right?
Well, yesterday there were 2 early and 2 late.
Okay. Well, Saturday, we tip at 6:09. Duke, Alabama tips after us.
Okay.
It makes no sense.
Well, it makes total sense.
It makes no sense.
Duke, Alabama is a much better game.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
It's all about Duke.
If it was Duke, Florida, then if it was Florida, Alabama, it might be the late
Hell
game.
no.
Yeah, you might.
It's all
be
about
right.
Duke.
Yeah, you might be right.
All about Duke.
And this is we veer off a
Beat
little.
Duke.
Yeah, we veer off a little bit here, and the Duke has deserved that ownership of that coverage.
Yeah, but you're in San Francisco, man.
Yeah. Play 3 in the afternoon. It's not like you're playing 10 in the morning. Like if they played at noon, I would totally get you. 3 o'clock starts perfect. It's when the SEC.
Play the East Coast game versus the West Coast game second. They flipped them. It's unbelievable.
Well, no, it's prime time on Saturday night.
Last
they won
night,
Duke.
we're on True TV.
Yeah.
I don't know who those halftime people were.
I found the game. That was okay. I got it.
There's Duke on CBS.
These arguments.
CBS.
These arguments are more old school for us. Back in the day, they were much more valid because if you got screwed, you couldn't even see your team or your highlight or your game, and they're all on somewhere. We'll find them. I have some numbers. I have of
what type of numbers, Jeff?
Well, I've got some different ones, but in this case, it is a comparison between the men's and women's tournaments to this point. If you watched ESPN, you would think that, and I'm not that as many or more people watch the women's tournament as do the men's.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a day where both tournaments went in play, and I do these sort of things because I'm a sports fan. I like to be served. Where over the course of an hour and a half Sports Center, they showed more highlights and analysis of the women's tournament than the men's. That's ludicrous.
Who did that?
ESPN. I watched the Sports Center a few days ago where both the men and the women had played.
Mm-hmm.
And over the course of the hour and a half, more minutes were devoted to women's highlights and analysis than men's.
That's cray-cray.
Well, that's not, media. That's advocacy nonetheless.
Here we go. So far, what do you think the most watched Week 1 March Madness game was? The most watched?
Duke.
No, the other, the SEC's version of Duke. And by the way, the Duke was the second most watched, and it's close. No, Kentucky. Kentucky got the most viewers. Almost, we'll say 10 million viewers watched Kentucky, Illinois. That's pretty good for a round of 32 game. Wouldn't you say? 10 million? Duke and Baylor got 9.6 million. Arkansas St. John's 9.2 million. Florida has the fourth highest ranked game, 7.8 million. That was Florida, Kentucky.
Couldn't get the late game, though.
And then BYU, Wisconsin, fifth. That's shocking.
There's a lot of Mormons and a lot of whiskeys.
Neither. I think probably it was just, it must have factored in where it was finishing and none of the other games were on.
It was a good game, too.
The top 5 women's games.
Okay.
UConn, South Dakota State.
Hell yeah.
1.6 million.
What was the number one men's game?
Number one men was Illinois, Kentucky, 10 million.
10 to 1.6? Okay.
Indiana, South Carolina, 1.4 million. Baylor, Duke, 9.6. Number 3, Mississippi State, USC, 1.3 million. Arkansas, St. John's, 9.2 million. Iowa, Oklahoma, 1.2 million. And then they realized, Caitlin Clark doesn't play anymore, so they turned it off. And then the fifth of the 5, Arkansas State, UConn. UConn is the Duke of women's hoops. That's who they're going to watch, not the top seed South Carolina, not even, although USC with Juju gone. What are we going to do? Arkansas State, UConn, 1.1 million.
Okay.
So it's basically
10 to 1.
6 to 1.
6 to 1.
6 to 1. Was that Van Gundy on the call?
Yes. Stan Van. One thing about when you're a number 1 seed, the announcers try to prop up the other team. Like they look for reasons why that the other team, unless you're Duke, of course, where they just throw accolades at Duke. But
if you're Duke envy today.
Yeah, it's a little.
A lot of Duke hate over there.
There's a lot of Duke hate.
It all started when you showed up with that.
Yeah, that's fair. I can see how that
damn sweatsuit.
Should have wore it again today.
I can see how that nudged him in the wrong direction.
Ticked me off, quite honestly.
Wait till next week when you're not here and at the end of the week and we're previewing a Final Four that includes Duke and Florida, and I'll have to watch him walk in one day. He'll probably walk in like that damn Amir Khan from McNeese.
With a boom
He's got to rub in with a boom box.
I like that. Should I?
You know what you should do? You should steal that whole boombox identity for the Sharks and become boombox Sharks guy. You might go viral. Huh?
Should I do this if
Champ is here?
Should I do this if what
do you got?
If the sheets of integrity don't go my way?
What?
And
I'll try and rip them up too?
No, I'll be gone next week, so should I just not come back?
Yeah, well,
we never see him again.
The wheel has a lot of power. Don't put it past something like that. Take it. What are you doing? You're going off on a play trip, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good for you. That'll be fun.
Yeah. We got to take a break. We're rocking and rolling here. Things are flying. It's a happy, happening day right here. 13 walks last night for that Gator baseball team, by the way. 13 walks.
I have got to share this text from the text line to give people a more complete view of who we are and what we do here.
Okay.
And I like this. I do, but this is just goes to show you what will get under someone's skin.
Okay.
Not sure why this bothers me. But you guys play a commercial with Jacko talking where he mentions the continental United States. He goes on to inform us that Hawaii is in the southern hemisphere, which is wrong. I envision some kid hearing that and always thinking Hawaii is in the southern hemisphere. Have a great day. Thank you, Gookin. Thank you. All right, we're back with more next. It's a TFL Friday, live from inside the glorious studios of DivorceMenOnly.com.
Why is it the northern hemisphere?
Yeah,
The drill. From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios, there are many ways to experience 1010XL.
The key to this whole thing is their computer.
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
Get me that computer program. Yes, sir.
At 1010XL.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
Tired of spending all day looking for a new truck? Then stop. At Garber Auto Mall, you can see every new American-made truck side by side. Chevy, GMC, Buick, Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Visit us at GarberAutomall.com or in Green Cove Springs. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there's always a little room for wiggle.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
Hey, imagine having a doctor available to you any day, any time. That's my doctor, Rick Townsend. Why? Because Doc T said, Hick, I'm going into concierge medicine. I said, Doc T, what's concierge medicine? He said, You don't feel well, you come see me right away. I get you in. Sometimes when you have a doctor and you're not feeling well, they can't get you till next week, right? Medical emergency, here's my phone number. Call me. If something happens, I'll get right back to you, or I'll tell you exactly what to do. It's kind of like being a member of an exclusive golf club. See, Doc T's taking less patients, and he's filling them up fast. So let me tell you something. As far as doctors, he's the best. I've been with him for years. A Navy-trained, Wake Forest graduate. So if it's yearly physicals, office or virtual visits, cancer screenings, referrals to specialists, hospital follow-ups, Doc T's got you covered. So now you got questions, man. You want to make the switch. And it's not that expensive. You'll find out. All you got to do is go to mypvconcierge.com. Mypvconcierge.com has all your answers. You'll be glad you did.
One thing that separates Beard's Diamonds from those other jewelry stores at the town center, no one's paid on commission.
Nobody at Beard's is on commission. That's more of your corporate stores that pay commission.
Beard's owner, John Lupo, says that means no pressure, no hidden agenda, no extra markups.
And you're getting a better deal. You're not paying the corporate commission. You're not paying the salesperson's commission. If they're paying their salespeople commission, you're starting off in the hole.
And that's why you feel like a number at most jewelry stores, because it's all about making the sale, but not at Beard's.
Because it's a corporate atmosphere and they want to sell you what they want to sell you. We're here to sell you what you want. Our salespeople can do whatever they want to make sure that the customer is happy.
So relax. At Beard's Diamonds, they have all the things you want, like quality education, selection, warranties, and none of the stuff you don't want, like pressure and tacked on commissions.
Nobody's making an extra 5 or 10% on Beard's customers.
Beard's Diamonds, the town center's only locally owned jeweler.
We sell better merchandise, better product for less money, guaranteed.
We've all been waiting for it, and now March is finally here. Joe C for HardRock.bet. The only way to make the most of March is to feed the frenzy. Check out all the lines, the tournament's opening rounds, and don't miss out. Who's getting upset? Who's going all the way? Play right along with them at HardRock.bet or download the app. Super easy to play and win on the Hard Rock Bet app. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Tired of a plain and boring backyard? Stonecore on Phillips Highway is your one-stop choice to beautify your home. With pavers, stonework, outdoor kitchens, fireplaces, pergolas, and driveways. Visit stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
Man, jack of all trades, masters of none? It just feels like at every turn nowadays, every company can do all work. Not us. Hi, Stevie Beatrice here, second-generation plumber right here in Jacksonville, Florida. We are your master plumbing company that only focuses on all your plumbing needs. So for your next plumbing job, don't call another Jack. Call Beatrice Plumbing, where plumbing is what we do, and plumbing is what we're great at. Beatrice Plumbing, here to help.
Draft season is here, and so is Mia's Mock Draft Mondays. And this year, we're powered by One Night Taco Stand. Each week, I'll unveil a new set of possible targets for the big cats on the 1010XL social channels and 1010XL.com. Let's talk about it on 1010XL.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is more than just a legal process. It's a life-changing event that can impact your future, finances, and your relationship with your children. You've worked hard to build a life that you're proud of, and you deserve a legal partner who will work just as hard to protect it.
Offices in Jacksonville. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Rick Julius, licensed in Pennsylvania only. Online at CordellCordell.com.
The 2025 NFL season is right around the corner, and the Jags are building something special. A fresh team, a new culture, and a stadium that's going to change the game. Be there to witness head coach Liam Cohen and the rest of the coaching crew in action and secure your place in line for the stadium of the future with your 2025 season ticket membership. Visit Jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We can't wait to see you at the bank this fall.
For the greenest, lushest lawn on the block, Choose the local legends, Roundtree Sod. Don't just settle for ordinary. Let Roundtree Sod deliver you a picture-perfect lawn. To get a free estimate, call 7414-SOD. 7414-SOD.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
We're back on a GFO Friday. Let me get this in before my co-host sneaks back in. I think he's kind of crazy. I love the 6 o'clock start. It's perfect. I don't want that 9 o'clock. Give me 6 o'clock. Maybe I'm ready to go. I don't have to wait so long. Of course, I'm that guy that likes noon kickoffs in college football. When you get up as early as I do, man, you don't want to wait long. I like the earlier they can play it, the better. You want to play 9 a.m., I'm there. I'm about the brand, baby. Yeah, I hear you. I think the brand will, on a weekend night, will show up just fine. Analytics have become all the rage in so many sports, right? In baseball, we talk about WAR. In football, for quarterbacks, the standard rating's not enough anymore. We have to talk about, QBR. We got to, all kinds of different things. It's not just, straight up stats anymore. I was looking at the comparisons so far this year because they're both in the field, which should make for a good tournament. But, boy, yesterday was kind of attack of the middle names. Alejandro Tosti, Ryan Gerard, Taylor Pendrith, Victor Perez. Those are those near the top of the leaderboard at the Houston Open where, again, both Scotty Scheffler was 300 yesterday. He's T13. Anybody got a Rory number for me? Searching. Rory apparently had enough. He won the Players. He doesn't need this nonsense. I don't see what Rory was yesterday, but Rory has been the better of the two golfers this year, right? I mean, he's already won it. Oh, yeah. He's won at Pebble Beach. He's won at the Players. When Scotty Scheffler was having that kind of success last year, we were ready to carry him, right into the Player of the Year awards.
I noticed Minwoo Lee had a good first round.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
A long way to go there. Settle down.
Maybe show a little respect. The guy's got $15 million.
Right, you already won. Yeah, we can't have you reminding us all the time we don't care. Good for you're way ahead of us. Let us fight for our scraps.
Bring it up.
It's rush for the tour. We throw a dart at two golfers every Tuesday.
Scotty doesn't know.
I mean, you keep picking winners on tour that you won't put in your fantasy team. I can't respect that.
Sam Ryder had a good round, too.
I mean, we got one where you could take home gobs of American cash and one throwaway, and he keeps nailing the throwaway, and he won't put this guy. And by the way, half the time, they're not even expensive.
Who had Rory?
Who has Rory? Do I have Rory?
He shot even.
I'll tell you.
T56.
So he went even. I don't know who. I wasn't saying it like I wanted him. I just scrolled looking for him.
Yeah.
I have some interesting numbers here, though.
More numbers?
No. I've got the analytics on like Rory versus Scotty this year. Like, right, Scotty's way behind him, right? Oh, Rory's won twice. I mean, Scotty
hadn't won.
Well, Scotty has been top 25 in everything he's played. But
I don't care. I
got the analytics. So strokes gained is the way you analytic in golf.
Oh, they love the strokes gained.
Well, and it's. I know sometimes things get confusing for you, but for the audience, I'll tell them this is really, really simple. Mm-hmm. Like how well you drive versus the rest of the field gains you how many strokes. It doesn't
make a lot of sense.
Well, it's totally easy to follow. It's certainly a lot easier to tabulate than batting average.
Yeah.
Anyway, so far this year, off the tee, who's gained more strokes, Rory or Scotty?
Rory.
Yeah, he has. Rory, 9/10 of a stroke, almost a full stroke, and Scotty about 7/10 of a stroke. What about approach? Who's been better this year? Approach.
Rory.
Scheffler's been better.
Interesting.
Rory has done it with driving and putting, man.
Yeah.
But approach, strokes gained on the approach, Scotty's like, 80% and Rory only 60%.
Mm-hmm.
Around the green. In other words, not putting, but around the green. Scheffler's been better, but he's only like 0.2 of a stroke. Rory 0.1 of a stroke.
Putting, though, this is where Rory has been terrific. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Haven't we talked about a narrative where Scheffler's putting is better? Or is that only when he wins that we talk about that? Has there been an overall impression that Scottie Scheffler's putting is better than it has been?
I think he was struggling with some of the putter when I've seen him a couple times this year. They mentioned that, so I don't know.
You were right. Strokes gained putting.
Mm-hmm.
Rory, every round he plays, he's gaining over half a stroke on the field. So that's 2 strokes over the course. Scheffler, so that's 0.6.
Okay.
0.6 of a stroke for McIlroy. Scheffler, 0.02.
Ooh.
That's like F- as a putter. Overall, those strokes gained, Rory gets a 2.2 strokes gained per round, and Scheffler, don't cry for him yet. It's 1.7. It's not as far as you would think.
Those are great numbers.
They're interesting to some.
Yes. I'd like to give you something interesting. Charlie Hull, who recently quit smoking and vape and shot a 63 yesterday.
Yeah, she won't quit for long. I know girls, the smokers. She's a smoker, buddy. You can take the smoker out of Charlie Hull. You're not taking the Charlie Hull out of the smoker, and she's a smoker.
Sweet Charlie Hull.
Yeah. Sweet Charlie is going to be, very soon, will be vaping and smoking at the same time.
I wonder how bad Alex Condon's ankle is. He left the game. He was out. It didn't look like he was coming back. He toughed it out, went back out there. I'm sure they iced it and x-rayed it to make sure there's nothing that could make it worse. And in he went. I tell you, man, all those guys, Houck was terrific last night, kind of the player of the game in our Dream Fighters Homes poll question. I like that Ruben Chinyelu, though, man. He seems to me to be the best of the rebounders. Now, he's a little clumsy around the basket sometimes.
That one where he backed off of him? He is getting better and better, too. He is much more skilled offensively than he was when the season began, even.
Who?
Chinyelu. He's gotten better around. He used to not be anything but a rebounder.
And I will say this. There was a great moment last night when the shot clock was running down. Condon was on the ground. He just threw the ball up in the air, hand-locked and
just kept it alive.
Missed it, and then tipped the rebound in and got the basket.
That was terrific.
He's been able to provide some. I thought we might get Sam Alexis last night.
He played a minute, but not enough.
He got in?
Yeah, he got in for 1 minute at the end of the game. He put him in when they put Anderson in.
Oh. I tell you, the guy I've had
Isaiah Brown, Bennett Anderson, Sam Alexis all got a minute late. Yeah.
I tell you, the guy that I've seen enough of that I don't need to see anymore, Herbs.
Yeah, he was in over his head last night.
He's been over his head every time he's in this tournament. He goes out there, he can't play defense, and he's a spot-up shooter, and he can't play defense at all.
And he can't handle the ball, and he keeps trying to drive, or he turned it over twice in a row. He got burned on defense, and then he never played again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of done with him too.
They kind of give him like a minute, and I go,
I bet you if you look, that plus-minus stat, I like that one. What a team is when a certain player is on the floor, like plus points or minus points. I bet you, even though he missed, I bet you Condon may have had the highest plus-minus. They were really more efficient and productive. And to your point, Houck was great, and he carried him when Condon couldn't play. But if you took the Condon minutes, they were up about 6, and he went out, and then the other team Maryland came back, and then when he came back in, they went on that second half run and pulled away. I don't know have you ever heard of, I don't know who Evan Maya is. Do you know who Evan Maya is?
Evan Maya?
Whoever Evan Maya is, he's got an evanmaya.com, and it's a basketball analytics website.
Okay.
And it says that, according to its...
Are these some numbers?
Data.
Okay.
Condon is the 15th most impactful player in college basketball this year. 15th most impactful player in college basketball. I don't know how he throws his analytics together, and I haven't watched the other 300 teams, but I do know this. That's a good observation because Alex Condon is a lot better than I think his generic, the generic thought is on him. Like I think he's Florida's second best player.
Okay.
I think it's Clayton and then it's him. And there are other good players, and they're awful close. And one reason the Gators are so good right now and are winning like they are is that if you look at their box score last night, it's hard to beat a team that has 6 guys in double figures, has 5 guys with 4 more rebounds, has just come at you in a wave.
Yeah.
So to your point, back to the injury, I had that stat. It was interesting that it tied together. He better be. They can't win it all without Condon.
No.
They have to have him to win it all.
Because every game is going to get tougher here. Yeah, like as well as Florida's played, and they're in the Elite 8 They're only halfway to the Natty.
I know. That's
They
amazing.
gotta win 3 more.
No, you still got 3 more. And by the way,
tougher ones.
And at this stage,
basically, it's going to be Texas Tech, Auburn, or Michigan State, and probably Duke or Houston.
Yeah, that's right. And well, I'd like to say Tennessee. We still have the possibility for the NCAA Tournament Final Four to be the SEC Tournament Final Four.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Auburn, Alabama, Florida, and Tennessee.
Yes.
It's still possible that could be, you could have all, and ironically, it'd be the 2 1 seeds having to play on one side and the 2 2 seeds on the other.
Yeah.
I don't think this is happening, but you'd be a fool to not think Bama could beat Duke.
Bama play like they played last night. They can beat anybody.
And it's so
because
funny.
They couldn't miss. That kid Sears couldn't miss. He had 10 threes. They set a tournament record.
25.
Yeah.
Or 26 maybe even. Do
Yeah.
you remember what we said at the end of the year? Don't pay attention to these teams that fall off the map at the end. It doesn't matter. Alabama last year was terrible. They went to the Final Four. Bama really struggled down the stretch.
Yeah.
Well, they lost to Tennessee, Auburn. They lost to us twice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So Bama was struggling going in.
Yeah, I'm surprised Bama.
And Auburn was struggling going in, but they haven't looked as good. They looked of the 4 1s right now. Would you power rank Auburn 4th as to their chances to win?
The 4 1s.
Houston, Duke, Florida, Auburn, who I think after tonight will all 4 still be alive.
I think Duke's 1. I think they've looked the most impressive.
I think Houston's 2, but that could change after tonight. We'll see how Purdue does with them. Although this Florida win last night, in fairness, that's what Florida does. They grind you down. They beat you up. They've had a lot of games this year where close at half, but they've got that 13-1 run in them, that 16-2 run. They've been doing it all year. If you're a Florida fan, let me give you a real important, sneaky, low-key important stat to watch.
Oh, I like it.
What's the score at halftime? Florida's not lost a game this year. They led at half. It's up to like 26 straight now. So doesn't mean that it's impossible to win if you trail at half. But so far this year, if they lead at half, the game is over. They win the game. So even if it's a 1-point edge, look for that. And I think the reason that has happened is that they have one of these 15-3 runs in them every game. They did it again last night.
Yeah, it was big. I enjoyed the second half. I said even on Twitter, I said, this is the Gator basketball team that we've seen all year. That's how they play. They get at, in the second half was really the first time in the tournament, minus the first, 8 minutes of the Norfolk game. And again, it's Norfolk, so you don't read too much into it. But anyway, E, are you ready?
Stay ready, your guy. Get ready.
9 o'clock nasty?
Ooh.
Oh, man. It's coming up next.
Now, another classic moment in Jags history.
Brunell is back in the pocket. Blitz is coming now. He's going to run. He's coming to the near side. Pump fake across the 10, and he'll go into the end zone. Touchdown, Mark Brunell.
Home of the Jaguars. 1010XL.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyrics.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Hey, certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money is in good hands with my guys at ITP Partners. That's ITP Partners, Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. The ITP Partners have experience. They have expertise. They sure do. And they have knowledge. And they're always teaching me things about finance. And that's Reed Wingate. That's Janice Cobb. That's Scott Regner. That's Dan Abel. Reagan Wright, Jeff Hartman, and Chris Bryan. You know the ITP Partners. They're Jacksonville folks through and through, right? And they'll sit down with you. They'll listen to you. They'll give you and develop you a strategy where your goals become their priority. It's a great time to get in the game. ITP Partners are always there to help. You need info, Chris at ITPPartners.com. So easy. Or just call 312-9751, 312-9751. They're ITP Partners, and they're my financial partners for life. Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
When you step into a courtroom, you're stepping into a fight. Someone wins, someone loses. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we've got the experience you want in your corner if you or a loved one suffer a personal injury or a wrongful death. We're here to fight for you. So if you get hit, hit back with Hastings Injury Law, offices Jacksonville. Find us on the web at 904hitback.com or call our 24-hour helpline, 904-HITBACK. Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Here you can see.
I'm Hacker, and I'll get you more Gator chomps during the Gator Bites podcast presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. New episodes drop every Friday. Get Gator Bites where you find podcasts and at 1010XL.com.
ET here, and it's time for the Taste of Golf at TPC Sawgrass April 23rd. Join me for fine cuisine from chefs from the top golf clubs in our area. Craft cocktails, games, and unique auction items will be present. This is one of the most impactful charitable events in our area. Come network with a sophisticated audience who's passionate about golf and its values, while impacting the youth in our community. All proceeds benefit First Tee, North Florida. For tickets, go to tasteofgolf.com. Come on, somebody.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Go to WM.com/Duval.
E to the T here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find the scratch kitchen that comes through in the clutch every day, from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. Come on, somebody.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, man, what's that noise?
Do you hear it too? You can hear it, right?
Yeah, it's your air conditioner. It's like a grinding or a rattling.
And it's getting on your nerves, right? Like it's eating at your brain and you can't think straight? But it just keeps grinding and squeaking and taunting and nagging. You're not good enough. You're a failure. Why can't you be more like your sister, the lawyer?
Yeah, I don't hear that last part so much.
Yeah, but it's not cool, right, Jason?
It could definitely be cooler. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, we can totally repair whatever that noise is and get your AC working smoothly and silently. We fix these things all the time.
So I won't be a failure?
Life should be enjoyed. If some irritating, broken air conditioner is making you crazy, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
ET here, and if you've ever been injured in an accident, visit my buddy Dr. McGowan at McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation Center. You have 14 days to see a doctor and protect your insurance benefits, even if you're at fault. And no matter what you hear, you have the right to choose your own doctor. So I recommend McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation. Their auto experts will guide you in every step of the way to ensure the care that you need. Your recovery starts with McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation.
Here's Linda Beaver.
It's a new year with new goals, but let's face it, not all resolutions are easy to keep. Maybe you promised yourself you'd eat healthier, but pizza still seems like a better idea. Or you said you'd read more, but your favorite show just launched a new season. At Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet, we can help you keep your New Year's resolution. We offer the biggest selection, best prices, and the easiest car buying experience. Let's make a resolution to visit Beaver Toyota or Beaver Chevrolet, where we'll wow you with a new ride for the new year.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. Gator men's basketball team advanced towards the NCAA championship by winning over Maryland. Head coach Todd Golden emphasized staying focused as they prepare to face Texas Tech, who defeated Arkansas in overtime.
It's about us.
us in making sure we do what we talk about a lot, which is defending, rebounding, and valuing the basketball.
Our professional teams in the state, the Orlando Magic lost to the Dallas Mavericks. The Miami Heat defeated the Atlanta Hawks in the NBA. In MLB play, the Miami Marlins defeated the Pittsburgh Pirates, and the Tampa Bay Rays are set to play against Colorado this afternoon. In the NHL, the Tampa Bay Lightning defeated Utah. The disappointing week for Florida baseball continued with the loss on the road Thursday to Ole Miss. The Gators will look to crack the losing streak when they take on the Rebels in a doubleheader. Hear the second of the double this evening on 1010 XL AM. That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
It's currently 9:05 and it's 64 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's too valuable, this prime position I sit right now as a handicapper, as a forecaster. I mean, the people are just swimming in the winnings of the Alabama over. So I hesitate. I'm not going to come off of that and just destroy my reputation within 24 hours.
Okay.
I got Alabama 6.5 point underdog to Duke. Am I missing something? Isn't that too many or no? It seems like a lot in an Elite Eight game with a team playing really
Florida
good.
Line?
Florida's a 4.5 point favorite. I don't like that one way or the other. That sounds about right. I think Florida game's going to be 86-83. I think that one's going to be close down to the end, and we'll see who makes a play. But it's another game that hopefully you can run them into submission a little bit. I saw Texas Tech only played 7 last night. Only went 7 deep. So, and it's another team. Is it fair to take this as an omen? Aren't BYU and Texas Tech real similar?
BYU
12.
and Texas Tech?
Yeah. Big 12 teams, run and gun, high
That's how
scoring.
Texas Tech plays like BYU?
They play they shot a lot of threes last night, friend.
They do? I haven't watched Texas Tech.
Yeah.
I don't know much about them at all.
But my point is, it could be a good omen that Bama had no problem at all with BYU. I mean, that would be the hope for Florida fan. Let me look at the in my mind, BYU and Texas Tech are real similar teams.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying at least as far as their season's played out, their style, I'm about to do a little bit more research on that. Let's see. Texas Tech was 15-5 in the conference.
Yeah.
BYU was 14-6.
Okay.
Texas Tech was 28-10. BYU was.
I don't mind records. I'm talking style of play.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm about to look at.
I thought that BYU kind of has a really unique style.
Well, they run and gun. They're high scoring. If they're not the highest scoring team in the league, they're one of them.
My boys at BYU had a little lead on Alabama early. I was excited.
They went up quick. I mean, that game was. By the way, if you are suggesting the over,
then
that was a game. That was a great start.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Offensive. Man, it's amazing. It's scoring. The story needs to be done right now. Scoring in basketball. It's college and pro.
Yeah.
What has led to this? Just like, I mean, we're talking about like 30-40% improve or higher numbers in college and pro.
I got into a little on Twitter last night. I got into a little tete-a-tete, a little back and forth about the Gators, and I was like, they didn't play a good first half. And the guy said, well, they scored 40 points. I go, well, I said if they didn't turn it over, they would have scored 50. He said nobody scores 50 in college basketball.
And then
I go, what are you talking about? I go, do you watch college basketball? They all score. Florida's 90 points a game, man. So anyway, it wasn't that big a deal, but it was just interesting how it has. I mean, these games used to be 58-52, man. Those are your halftime scores now. It's the three. It's the three. Everybody shoots the three. They'd rather shoot the three. Keep shooting the three. Make the three. Shoot it 25, 30 times. How many did Alabama shoot last night? Let me look real quick.
51.
51.
Yeah.
51 threes.
Made 5 or 6 of them, so it was worth it that day. But to your point,
you know what BYU was shooting the three last night?
Bad.
6 of 30. That's 20%. Alabama was 25 of 51, 49%.
All right, I got your BYU Texas Tech comps as to what I was thinking, and it looks like offensively, I don't know what system you would say they were running, but BYU averaged 81.5 points a game, Texas Tech 80.9. BYU shot 28.7 3-pointers a game. Texas Tech shot 27.7 3-pointers
so
a game.
They fire it up, too.
BYU shot 37% from three. Texas Tech shot 36.7% from three. So as I hinted, and again, doesn't mean just because Alabama waxed BYU, but I think the playing styles and the expectation, and let's hope that the conference superiority plays out in this similar game, because Alabama versus BYU is a real similar game in setup to Florida and Texas Tech. Florida was a little bit better than Alabama. Texas Tech was a little bit better than BYU.
Right.
So, here's hoping that we can that Florida can continue with a real big advantage that you can't counter. A lot of advantages you can counter, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
You can counter, if a team's this really good at this, that, or the other, you can counter it in some way.
Mm-hmm.
You can't counter depth. It cannot be countered. There's nothing that you can do with shot clocks, and there was a day that you could do something about that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't anymore. And by the way, here's another thing with the depth, another thing with the Texas Tech team that only played 7 guys last night.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get in foul trouble. That's another area where Florida can lose Condon to injury and have Chinyelu on the bench with foul trouble, and they got Houck and Handlockton running around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's.
But just back to the matchup, 6 o'clock on Saturday night. Yeah, Texas Tech and BYU, real similar teams. And like the point there being, hopefully it can have a similar outcome to that SEC Big 12 matchup. Don't you feel as we've gotten here now that the Big 12 is just a little scarier, is a little more like the SEC than the Big 10, even though the Big 10 had all that success early?
Yeah. Big 12's good.
Like, I think Texas Tech's going to be a lot tougher out than Maryland was, and Maryland is the equivalent of Texas Tech from the Big 10.
Fair enough. There's a good article if you want to read about maybe a future Jaguar, Mason Graham, on ESPN. Talks about how he leans on his wrestling background as a freshman out there in California. He's from Anaheim. Lived too far away to go home between the end of class and the start of evening basketball practice. So the football coach said, you ought to join the wrestling team. So he said, okay. And he said he doesn't have the traditional physical profile of an elite defensive tackle because his arm length, he's got short arms. He's 12th percentile among defensive tackle prospects in this century. But NFL teams aren't worried about the length of his arms, unless you're you-know-who. Short arms are worth nothing, but realistically only concerning if it shows up on tape, said an AFC scout. Graham's a highly disruptive player. That goes back to the wrestling room where he developed into a ferocious 2-time conference champion.
So let me get this straight. Mason Graham was a conference champion wrestler at Michigan?
No.
Or high school? High school, okay.
Yeah. Despite his short arms, Graham emerged the most physically dominant defensive tackle in college football last year. According to ESPN research, Michigan surrendered 4.6 yards per play when Graham was on the field, 5.4 when he was off the field. The numbers were even more pronounced in the run game, 2.6 yards per rush with Graham, 3.9 without. In his final college game, he wrecked the eventual national champions while plugging the middle. Graham led the charge in shutting down Ohio State's vaunted rushing attack. Career-high 7 tackles as Michigan stunned the Buckeyes 13-10. He physically controlled the entire offensive line. I mean, I always wonder about stuff like that. Like, those are the games to me that really stand out because those cats from Ohio State are playing in the league, right? And if you dominate against those, but then, on the flip side, you watch Travis Hunter and there's a couple receivers there that, he had some battles with, right? So, who knows? Any lingering doubters, Graham always has the same response. Watch the tape. That's all you really need to say. That's fair.
Well, it is. But the problem is, and the reality is, the tape that I'll be watching will be against you, against a lot of people that aren't near the level of people you'll be playing against when I put tape on in a year. Well, and you never know exactly how that translation up to the. I guess here's what I would do, and it wouldn't be. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but if I'm evaluating a player, Mason Smith, Mason Graham, Graham Cracker, Trayvon Walker. You know what I'm going to go to?
Ernest Graham, Miles Graham.
There's a lot of them.
Like
Godfrey Miles.
Yes.
Gilbert Godfrey.
Miles Jack.
Anyway, here's what I would.
Jack Harlow.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Del Rio.
Vanessa. Anyway. Damn it. Now, what was I going to say?
Of the river.
Here's what I would do if I were breaking it down. I'm not watching 11 games of film on Mason Graham. I'm watching him what he does against the 5 biggest baddest days that he played in the Big Ten. I don't care what he did against Northwestern. I don't care if he threw around Minnesota's guards. I don't care. I'll never, ever, ever in his whole career have that kind of, seafood platter in front of him.
In the college football playoff semifinal at the Rose Bowl against Alabama, second and goal in overtime, Graham lined up against Tyler Booker, also a projected first rounder.
Okay.
With a sudden, swift move, Graham knifed into the backfield just as running back Jason McClellan took the handoff, slammed him into the turf for a 5-yard loss. Two plays later, Michigan stopped Alabama on fourth down, advanced to the college football title game. Alabama coach Nick Saban said Graham gave us fits and called him dominant.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do against the big boys and the big prospects?
Mm-hmm.
That makes so much more.
Despite his clear potential, Graham was largely overlooked in high school. He didn't play much of his junior year because of COVID. 3-star recruits, 2 of his teammates, quarterback Noah, this is high school teammates, Noah Fafita and Tet McMillan, both went to Arizona. Wow. Fafita's dad tried to get the Wildcats to take a chance on Graham. Everybody that would listen, we were telling them he was unblockable. Boise State offered. Graham initially committed them. Michigan GM and defensive line coach kept tabs. A couple games into his senior year, they convinced him to flip. He enrolled at Michigan, skipped his final semester of high school. Many at Servite, his high school, believed he would have been one of the top wrestlers in the state if he had stayed. So it's just interesting, the arms and the Graham, but this guy's all positive stuff.
Right? Everyone
except for some of the measurables.
I'm fine. It's not a sexy position. It's like drafting a guard. It's hard to get.
Yeah.
It's just natural that you won't get as excited about that pick.
I'll tell you who was sexy. Aaron Donald.
For sure.
That dude is sexy, man.
Yeah.
Aaron Donald sexy?
Sexy.
The problem is not the problem. There's a reality that there's just certain areas of the draft that just get slotted for certain positions. You just won't take certain positions at certain places or something. You look at the best defensive tackles in the game right now. They were Donald, Chris Jones. These are late first round guys. They're not guys you take 5th overall. Who's the highest drafted current dominant interior defensive lineman? In other words, of the interior defensive linemen that are dominating right now in the NFL,
Jalen Carter.
Yeah. What was he? The 8th,
10th.
I'll give you a guy, man, that based on my evaluation, like I said, how do you do against the big guys? And I know Dan doesn't like this guy, and I know we won't draft him, but I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you the guy I think is going to be better.
Yeah, who?
I think that Jalen Walker is going to be a freaking player.
Yeah.
I think he's going to get to the quarterback, and everyone's going to be saying, oh, my God, we should have not here. I think the potential is there. People will be saying we should have taken Jalen Walker, and the reason for that is he tore up those Texas tackles. He played 2 games against me. He had 5 sacks. I mean, that's a lot more commensurate with what you're going to be facing week to week.
Why did he dominate the other guys?
I don't know. I don't know. But he wasn't terrible. He 8.5 sacks. I don't think he was awful.
Play against, Kennesaw, you ought to get 3.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I get you. I'm not.
I mean, I'd have to look.
I'm not against the guy.
Yeah. I hear you. No, I'm not saying the Jags take him. They won't. He's going to go later.
What do you think the Jags over/under is this year? Right now, it's obviously the draft will change. But what do you think the over/under is?
I say 7.5.
5.5.
Okay. 7.5 from me. 5.5 from Jeff. It's 6.5.
Yeah, if you're gonna play the overplay it now, I can't imagine the prognosis will get worse for the team. If anything, it'll click up a half, only because Vegas loves to capitalize on all our foolish optimism.
We damn sure ain't telling anybody ever to play the over/under on the Jaguars season win total again. Yeah. That's one thing that we have not done well at.
That's fair.
Because we say play the over.
Yeah. That's fair. We would have crashed and burned last year, although we did win a lot of money for Gator Nation last year with that 4.5 over/under. That was ridiculous, and it was testy there for a while. Don't get me wrong,
real testy.
But it ended up being an easy cover.
Titans are 5.5. The Giants are 5.5. The Jets are 5.5. The Browns are 4.5. The Saints are 5.5. The Raiders are 5.5. And then the Jags jump in at 6.5. There's some others at 6.5 as well, but we're down there in the lower echelon, that's for sure. Who are the 11.5ers? There's 4 11.5 teams. Can you guys guess the 4 11.5 over-unders? Who you got, E?
Eagles.
Correct.
You want me to give you one?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
The Bills.
Correct.
The Chiefs got to be up there.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, and the last one is going to be the Lions.
Ooh. No, is it Baltimore?
Correct.
That's dumb.
Detroit's 10.5.
Yeah, I don't think Baltimore gets to 11.5. I'd like some under on that.
Yeah.
Although that division's getting easier, isn't it? Cleveland's decided to suck again.
Here are some of the best bets by the ESPN bet guys,
Sure.
in case you're wondering. Now, this is not
I watch these guys on TV, and by the way, all night they're terrible.
They're no good.
Yeah.
This is not Dan and Jeff endorsed. This is
Yeah, that's right. This is not Alabama over material.
No. Washington Commanders under 10.5 wins 150.
First of all, I got to look at some. By the way, before we do the win total prediction, can we get the schedule?
We can get the schedule. We can get the draft. It's way too early. I
Right?
understand
Yeah.
that. Cleveland Browns over 4.5.
Yeah, I would like that.
Yeah.
4.5 is a terrible number.
Sure, Kenny Pickett's currently their QB1, but I'd be shocked if he is by September. Kirk Cousins still in play. Shedeur Sanders or another rookie. Kevin Stefanski's good at calling the plays, blah, blah, blah. Niners under 11.5.
Well, the way they played last year, that seems like a smart bet.
I would take the under.
Yeah, they look like they're
Although
about to have a little.
It says here 10.5, and it says they're 11.5, so I don't
Looks
know.
like it's coming back a little bit.
Yeah. But anyway,
if it's 11.5, I'm going to spend every penny on the under.
Every penny, the mortgage.
Just because it's over under, I did see this. I'm going to share it with you and ask your opinion.
Okay, please.
What's the Florida over under?
Gators?
Yeah. What would you put it at? I know what it is.
It's it's 6 or 7.
Yeah, 6.5.
Yeah, it's bad.
Would you play the over or the under?
Play the over, baby.
Yeah, I'd play the over.
I'm a positive guy. You know.
Okay.
I mean, again, Jeff, I've said this. I'll say it one more time for those who don't hear me. If you listen to Florida people, forget the top 12, man. We're fighting for Atlanta, bro.
Can you give me the 7 wins?
Can I give you the 7 wins?
Here's who they play.
Hell yeah, I'll give you the 7
They
wins.
play Long Island,
Win.
and South Florida.
Win 2-0. We only need 5 more.
I'm giving you the home games.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not going in order where they fall or some of those pitfalls. Long Island.
These are the homes?
Yes.
Okay.
South Florida.
2-0.
Mississippi State.
3-0.
Tennessee.
4-0.
FSU.
5-0.
Texas.
We'll
Okay.
see.
All
I
right.
mean, I'm not going to give us wins in every game, but
Well, there you go. So
we should go 5-1 at home at worst.
You have 5. Okay. These are the road games.
Yeah.
At LSU.
Tough one.
At Texas A&M.
Tough one.
At Ole Miss.
Tough one.
At Kentucky.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's only 11 games. That's it. Huh?
At Miami. Sorry.
Yeah.
At Miami.
Okay.
You see where they land on 6.5.
I feel at 5-1, I can find 3 wins on the road.
Well, tell me where they are. At Miami, at Kentucky, at LSU, at Texas A&M, at Ole Miss. Find me 3. You can 2.
I'll find 3.
I'm Mr. Optimism at 2, but 3 is.
Did you say it was 6.5 over under?
3 is more hopeful than it is.
You think?
Yeah.
You don't think we can beat Ole Miss on the road?
We've had a month and a half of good football, Dan.
Huh?
We had a month and a half of good football.
You don't think we can beat Ole Miss on the road?
No.
You don't think we can beat Kentucky on the road?
I think we'll beat Kentucky on the road.
You don't think we can beat
Okay, are you saying can or will?
Yeah, I know. Well, you can play whatever rhetoric you want, baby.
Here's what I'm going to do. And again, I don't want to be this guy because I want to build it up. The Florida Gators had one hell of a 3-game punching stretch at home.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
Well, good.
They beat LSU. They beat Ole Miss.
Stopped them from the playoff.
Beat these teams at home, though.
The playoff teams that we beat.
Yeah.
We took them out.
Where was the FSU game? That was in Tally.
Beat them, too.
Yeah.
Beat their ass.
Did we?
31-11.
Attaboy.
Yeah. Capped off their 2-10 run.
Nice job, Knowles.
Way to go, Knowles.
You guys are awful full of yourself by this time last year.
How'd that basketball team do?
Are y'all playing sports over there?
What are you guys doing over there? This is the drill.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. Sunshine.
I'm talking about the beach.
And sports talk.
This is what I'm talking about.
Living, loving life in the 904.
Oh, yes.
1010XL.
Hey, Jacksonville. You know what you get when you play a country song backwards. You get your wife back, your truck back, your dog, your SUV, and your job back. Well, at Garber Auto Mall, you don't have to play the country song backwards. We understand that bad things happen to good people, and we're here to help. With 8 all-American brands, Ford, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Chevy, Buick, GMC, and a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles in stock. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or at GarberAutomall.com.
Hey, when it comes to insurance, I think we all think kind of the same way. We pay a lot of money monthly, man. Those premiums are high. If something happens, we need you. You best be there. And that's what Craig and Chris Kaprowski do for us. 2 words, customer service, man. They don't take it lightly. Something happens, you call, they get you every answer you need that day. If they don't answer, they call you right back. Again, 2 words that they respect, and hold close customer service. So be it homeowners, auto, flood, boat, small business, Kaprowski's will be there for you your time in need. I speak from experience, man. Recently saved me a few $100 on my mortgage. It's unbelievable in this day and age to save money on anything. Get an insurance checkup today. Easy to get a hold of them. Craig.Kaprowski@goosehead.com. Craig.Kaprowski@goosehead.com. That's Koproski. Or call them, 478-8422. Craig and Chris Kaprowski, part of the Goosehead Insurance family, part of our family as well.
Need a fast casual option that's healthy, fresh, and delicious? Choose the Great Greek Mediterranean Grill. Gyros, salads, hummus, and more made completely fresh right as you order. Off 210 and St. John's Parkway. The Great Greek Mediterranean Grill.
Plumbing problem? AC not blowing cool? Septic tank backing up? No need to call 3 different companies. Just call Duck Duck Rooter. At Duck Duck Rooter, we do it all. Plumbing, septic, and air conditioning with expert technicians in each department. One company, one call, one easy bill. No hassle, no runaround, just fast professional service from highly skilled techs who know their stuff. Need help? Call 904-862-6769 today and let Duck Duck Rooter handle it all. DuckDuckRooter.com.
Youth sports at the YMCA's focus on teamwork, discipline, and building confidence. Our experienced coaches can create a positive and supportive environment where your kids can grow, stay active, and develop a love for sports. Sports like basketball, volleyball, swimming, gymnastics, and even elite skills training. Join the fun and register. Give your kids a chance to be a part of something special. Visit fcymca.org to learn all about youth sports at the Y.
Brian Wall here. Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate, get the best guarantee in the window replacement business, save money on your new windows, and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser share the huddle with Fred and T. Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins and Monahan Jewelers.
Fred Taylor, he's a candidate to go the distance.
On 1010 XL.
Spring is in the air. Time to wake up your lawn with Heroes Lawn Care. Say goodbye to pesky mosquitoes with their organic and spray treatments. Perfect for outdoor fun. Keep your lawn clean and fresh with their pet waste removal for homes and businesses. Heroes Lawn Care takes care of it all. From mowing, edging, fertilizer, to irrigation, and much more. Visit heroeslawncare.com.
Hacker here, thinking I did something spectacular, dropping 123 pounds. But then Steve pops in and dropped a whopping 150 pounds with a Waken 180 weight loss.
I got started because I was sick and tired of just being sick and tired all the time. Wanted more from life, and I knew that at my size, I wasn't being who I could be, who I want to be for not only myself, but for my wife. And I was like, something has got to change, and it's got to start soon. I mean, the program is so easy. Everything is really written down for you on your first day. having someone there to help you and also keep you accountable, just having that someone to talk to. And even the fact that Awaken 180 offers free maintenance for life is amazing, because keeping the weight off is a lifetime commitment.
A lifetime commitment is what you'll receive with Awaken 180. 25 pounds like Dempsey, 40 pounds like Matt Hayes, or maybe it's over 100 pounds like Steve and me. Awaken 180 will get you there online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Are you thinking about a pool for your home? Blue Haven Pools is Jacksonville's largest pool builder. They've built pools for over 20,000 satisfied families since 2000. It's never been easier to design the perfect pool for your home, family, and budget. Call Blue Haven Pools today at 904-620-0090 to get a free in-home estimate for your in-ground pool, or visit bluehaven.com. Don't let another summer pass by without a pool. Join thousands of happy Jacksonville pool owners in a Blue Haven pool.
You've got a lot on your plate. The last thing you need is car trouble. At Maxie's Mechanics, we help you keep your cars, trucks, and SUVs running safely. Visit MaxieAutoRepair.com today for honest service, reliable repairs, and peace of mind for you and your family.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Yo, Tim and Bob, do me a favor, baby. Turn up them drums a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we bouncing.
We bouncing.
I like that.
I thought we were swerving, E. Now we're bouncing.
You bounce back and swerve, and then you bounce through the move at the same time.
Okay. By the way, we had almost 200 votes on the Stephen A. LeBron feud. 55% side with Stephen A., 44.4% with LeBron. A little bit surprising to me. I thought Stephen A. went over the top yesterday with his nonsense, and I'm a media guy, but I probably would have leaned towards LeBron on this one. Although I thought LeBron was out of line too. LeBron, you know, and maybe a lot of guys, like you said, whatever you saw, whatever you remember, you make up your mind. And, you know, LeBron sort of started it. Now, in his mind, Stephen A. started. But if you go back and listen to what Stephen A. said, you know, listen, he criticized Bronny for his basketball, which is okay.
What it was, so I went back and I kind of dug, like, what exactly bothered LeBron, like what Stephen A. said. And he felt attacked, like, as a dad.
What did Stephen A. say?
Stephen said, like, LeBron, like, come on, father to father, what are you doing? So he felt attacked. Not as a basketball player, but as a dad.
But in other words, father to father, why are you putting this kid out there? He's not ready to play. He's not any good.
Right.
And it was after an 0 for 5 night where, you know, he just got a couple minutes. And lately he's been more complimentary towards Bronny, whatever.
And by the way, that's all a little overstated.
Yeah.
I mean, to just declare, and we all did. We did it more tongue-in-cheek, having fun and yanking on E.T.'s chain. But to declare before he ever develops for a year or two that it's nothing but contrived, could be proven wrong. And when it is, we'll all, you know, pretend like it never happened. Right?
Correct.
So that's I get that frustrating part from the athlete's standpoint. But LeBron does put his kids out there. He always has. You can't have it both ways. That's the part that LeBron's not getting here.
Yeah.
You can't post Taco Tuesdays and high fives and, you know, swimming pool basketball games with your kids. And then, you know, and let's not, I mean, look, we're not stupid, LeBron. Your team drafted your son to play because you told him to.
Right.
At the end of the day, an NBA team used a draft pick as just strictly a signing bonus to you.
Correct.
Don't act like they didn't. You're smarter than that.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, that was 100% true. So anyway, that occurred, and that feud carries on, and we'll see if they're, you know, hopefully we can put it to bed here at some point. It's not that big a deal, really, quite frankly, but I just think it's so petty on both their sides. That's the one thing.
I would agree with totally. To me, though, this whole I'll never get off, and this is just my perspective, that Stephen A. Smith being the 1,000% loser in this.
Yeah.
Whenever you went to I would punch him if he put hands on me. And I'm not saying.
Hey, you watch how Stephen A. walks into courts, like NBA courts, and how he acts, you know, and the swag that he walks with.
Or that he thinks that he has.
Yeah, like he thinks he's big time.
Bro.
Come on, man. Just relax.
Yeah, then we get into these guys that get so popular, and the social media feeds this more.
But they get into, like LeBron with McAfee, he got into the whole, you know, Giannis would score 250 back in the old days. I mean, come on, man. Will Chamberlain. I saw some video of Will Chamberlain. Did you see this, Eve, when he was 16 years old? You tell me Will Chamberlain wouldn't have dominated today's. This guy was one of the greatest athletes in NBA history, man.
Yep.
I mean, the guy scored 100 points, and it wasn't like, okay, well, who was he playing against? Well, yeah, but go look at what kind of an athlete he was. He played for the Globetrotters, dude.
Dude, you know what's this is LeBron should not be making this argument, okay? Because it ultimately falls on him. You're supposed to be the greatest of this generation, and you can't catch up with the greatest of those generations. So maybe let's don't always be talking about it. No, you wouldn't be beating those teams. There's your answer.
But, you know, if you look at the...
And maybe you would, but who cares? You know what Jordan and his group and Magic, you know what they never said, You know what Larry Bird never said?
What's that?
Oh, we beat those Bill Russell teams.
Right.
Yeah,
it's just today's age. They're so full of themselves. It's never enough.
Right.
They're never, honored, bestowed enough.
By the way, LeBron would have been a superstar in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s.
LeBron, here's the bottom line is this, and it is a fact as long as the day is long, LeBron is no better than Oscar Robertson. We can call him the second GOAT. We can give him his props. He's been the face of the league for this era, but he's just not.
Yeah.
He's just not.
Yeah.
You can say, I don't know why we dismiss these other cats' careers because they're not on TNT every night.
And the other thing we do, and it's like once you get into centers, it's like a whole different conversation too.
Yeah.
So, you never include this. It's just, it's fascinating stuff. And it should be just fun though. When people take it too far and it gets, then you're like, good gracious, come on, man.
But this is outside of talks about generations or anything else. These are two petty narcissists having their slap right in front of us all.
Yeah.
Right? These are both two guys that are too big.
Titans. They're two titans.
Yeah, too big to be insulted or criticized or questioned. And it's a joke.
I know LeBron will never give him the time of day, but really go hash it out, go on his show, or go meet with him in private.
Or just both of you drop it. We don't care.
Who cares?
Right. I don't care at all, by the way.
All right, let's do this. Let's grab one more quick timeout. We got to catch up. We'll come back. We'll make the turn for home here on a Friday, right here on The Drill.
The Drill. From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
How bad do you really feel? I feel pretty good, actually. Why is that? Well, all we had was
1010XL.
Come visit the best sports restaurant in town. That's Big Dogs in Orange Park, known for great burgers, huge wings, pizza, salads, and special nightly events like trivia and karaoke. You'll all love it at Big Dogs Restaurant in Orange Park.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation, light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to CarlsonDentalGroup.com. That's CarlsonDentalGroup.com for all of your dental needs.
Hicken here with lots more on George Moore Chevrolet. Hey, Justin Moore, what are you doing in our commercial?
Dan, this Moore just wanted to remind folks of vehicles less than $20,000 on our lot. Or you can always go more with our Silverado EV.
I have my boy Blue, that beautiful Gator Blue Silverado. Love, love, love it. And that service department, second to none. Let's just say it means more to Gabe and the boys who take great care of us.
Not to mention, we do more for the community. We love Jacksonville. Been around these parts since 1986.
George Moore Chevrolet. Need I say more?
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code WEALTH to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WEALTH for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code WEALTH for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Homeowners, listen up. It's time to start fresh in 2025. Prosser here, and Loan Pronto is here to help take control of your finances in 2025 by lowering your house payments and consolidating that nagging debt. Did you know that 9 out of 10 borrowers get a better deal by calling Loan Pronto? Right now, Loan Pronto has some of the most competitive offers for refis, debt consolidation, and purchase loans, starting in the low 5s APR. If your current rate is over 6%, don't settle for paying too much. Even if you're in process with another lender, call Loan Pronto now. Lock in at a lower rate today and close in as little as 2 weeks, often with no appraisal. You can even skip your next 2 house payments. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Get your personalized Loan Pronto rate quote instantly with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees. Call now, 904-999-1508, or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLS, consumeraccess.org.
Hello, sports fans. Hicken here. Let's talk skin. I Am Beach's Dermatology are reminding you to wear your sunscreen. If you're an active parent hanging at the fields, in your boat to fish, or like to chill at the sandbar, wear sunscreen. But if you're the one that decided for years it's not cool, guess what? Cancer isn't cool either. So when grabbing the clubs for your tea time, gassing up the boat, or grabbing the chairs for your kids' games, make sure you bring the screen. Any concerns now? Give Beaches Dermatology a call online at beachesdermatology.com.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On March 28, 1990, NBA superstar Michael Jordan scored a career-best 69 points in the Bulls' overtime win against the Cleveland Cavaliers, marking his 4th time scoring 60 points in a game.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When pests invade your home or business, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, they'll show up for you and eliminate pests quicker, just like they did at my house, because they care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a pest problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's Terminix.com. That's right, Terminix it.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
I'm going to cool down on trying my very level best to not lose my mind 162nd into a baseball season. Like opening day, it's just one game. It's no different than a Tuesday in June.
Losing your mind?
But, guy, it feels like I lost 10 games yesterday. The Braves and Sale go down at San Diego. Dylan Cecil strike out 14 Braves tonight, and Atlanta will be off to an 0-2 start. Mm-hmm. And as predicted, we're going to be 2-5 coming home to face the Phillies, still with no Strider or Acuna. I texted this yesterday. It took an hour and a half for me to be frustrated, capital letters, with the Braves. An hour and a half. I was frustrated. And now I get a 9:40 game tonight, ET. Just one more complaint. I don't want to stay up till 9:40 to watch them. I don't want to do that at all. I'm just going to watch basketball at 9:40. So good luck, Atlanta. Let me know how you do.
Too funny. The Mets have lost back-to-back openers for the first time since 99 and 2000. The good news is in 99 they went to the NLCS, and in 2000 they went to the World Series. Well, in 24 they went to the NLCS, so that means in 25 we're off to the World Series. That's what I choose to believe in right now. I'm going to run with that. And we're going with the big drip tonight to stop the bleeding. You know you're in trouble when your second pitcher out of the gates is Tyler McGill. Ooh, the big drip.
Yeah, we're both kind of dealing with a little bit of a heat checks right now.
Yeah.
You know, coming off playoff years last year, finishing strong. There's been a little heat check with the way you both start, your pitching staff. I did flip over to the Mets game in between innings and whatnot, and I happened to catch when they put the walking wounded screen up for you, and you got 3 starters, I guess, that aren't pitching.
It's not good.
I don't know any major league team that can lose 3 starters and be anywhere near what you're going to be at your best. So, how long are those guys out for? They look like minor injuries.
Mania should be back. Montas going to be gone for a while.
All right.
And the rest of them will be all right.
Montas, again, this ignorance is bliss. He's new.
And Montas was the Brewer guy.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, the
That's
Reds,
right.
Brewers.
Yeah. That's right.
Do we have time for some Dear Drill letters?
Sure we do.
Want to help out a couple people?
I would like to think that we can.
E?
Oh, yo, let me get this right.
Yeah, get it right. Dear Drill. My sister, we'll name her Beth, divorced her husband 15 years ago.
Okay, my sister divorced her husband. Okay, so again, I'm going to start.
Long time ago.
I'm going to start things with, okay, that's your sister and her business. Okay, so?
Her oldest son never got over it. He's 30 now, and he's treated her badly over the years. He not only vandalized her home, but he said horrible things to her. She maintained a relationship with him despite his behavior, supporting him emotionally and financially. Beth has been engaged to her longtime boyfriend now for 3 years, but Bill is hostile towards him. He calls him names, denigrates his faith, refuses to accept him as part of the family.
The boyfriend denigrates the son? The other one?
The son denigrates the boyfriend. Her fiancé has grown tired of this treatment. I'm afraid it might cause their breakup.
Mm-hmm.
My sister doesn't want to lose her son over this, and everyone in our family, including her other children, love the son. What can she do?
Well, she can. The first thing first here is all that support she was giving him. Let's take the financial part completely out. Let's also, I don't know where we're at here, but that just doesn't this not scream drug problem, E?
No, it screams kid ain't never been punched in the face before.
30 years old, man. 30 years old, and you're still that far out of whack with everyone?
Right.
I get it. It's easy to flippantly sit here and cast off family members. It's not that simple, I'm sure, for this person. But honest to God, man, you're codependent with this kid, and you're not going to ever be happy as long as you let them run your life. You're going to take some hard, tough love of saying, look, man, until you do this, that, or the other, I don't want you around.
Your kid sounds like he's never received
Sounds like a real pain
love.
in the A. He really does sound like it. I don't know where in Jacksonville he is, man, but if you'd like Dan and I to roll up on him one afternoon.
Oh, boy.
Have a conversation.
Send the Addy.
That's definitely a kid that needed to be punched in the face.
Absolutely.
At some point. But that sounds like either some sort of mental illness or substance problem.
I think we got time for one more. Dear Drill.
All right.
My son just told me his daughter, age 26, is getting breast enhancement surgery. My question is...
Tell me you're an 80-year-old letter writer without telling me you're an 80-year-old letter writer.
My question is, how do I address this when I see her next, probably in several months? It's not like commenting on a new hair color or hairdo. Old men commenting on female anatomy, particularly that part, are not looked upon favorably. As I see it, there are two ways that this goes. One, she mentions it to me, probably not likely to happen. So since she got the surgery to make a visible difference, how should I react? Or two, she doesn't mention it. Without an introduction to the subject, I'm not sure I should make any response. Could my silence be perceived as a negative or lack of approval? I need some help in formulating a response when it becomes necessary. Grandpa.
After I get this out, after I get this out of the way.
What does Grandpa do?
After I get this out of the way, I'll give you the answer. But first, sir, you're a believing moron. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. And your idiocy includes taking 5 minutes to write an idiotic letter about an idiotic topic. If you are literally so dunce and dense and stupid and idiotic that I have to tell you, I'll just let me keep it real simple, stupid.
Okay.
Nothing.
Wow.
You don't do anything.
Oh, wow.
You don't stare. You don't comment. You don't ask. You don't do.
80-year-old grandpa was...
You don't do anything. What kind of moron are you?
Dear.
By the way, I kind of think you're, I think you're a little pervert-ish.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Yeah, a little pervert-ish. I won't, throw anything more than that. But you move. Leave our town. Move.
Dear.
Yeah.
That's the easy one.
Move.
Mind your business,
Mind your business, man. What's wrong with you? And by the way,
on Pawpaw?
the whole thing, you sound like a pervert.
Let's get off Pawpaw's back.
Yeah. Quit it.
As they're killing Pawpaw.
Pawpaw deserves it.
All right. How you handle it? E, play us out of here.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
Yeah.
Hey, Tone.
Good morning.
What's cooking today
I
on
look forward to that every day.
Friday?
Yeah, we'll be checking in with Demetrius Harvey this morning on the show. He put out a 3-round mock Jaguars specific yesterday, so we'll get his reaction to that. He is one of the mocks we included in our question this morning, looking at a bunch of different ones we've seen over the course of the last week or so with the first and second round picks for the Jags, and asking today, what is your preference among these 4 mock drafts as far as results for the Jags in the first couple of picks that they had? Mason Graham and Mason Taylor in the first, Campbell and defensive tackle Tyleek Williams in the second. That would be offensive tackle Will Campbell, and edge Jalen Walker, and wide receiver Egbuka in a third, and Genty and Trey Amos in the fourth. So it's 4 different combinations
today.
Yeah, in the first and second round.
All right, that'll be interesting, and that's a tough one. That's a tough one to come up with.
Well, the good news is when you have as many needs as you do, you can throw together 4 or 5 combos that sound attractive to you. So there is that.
Yeah.
It's not where you want to
find
be.
some positives.
Yeah, you need to be more probably specialized in your needs, but we have enough now that if, we're going to probably do this another 30 times between now and the draft. You can come up with, well, what if you take the tackle here and the safety there, or instead take the tight end here and the safety there and the tackle there.
And then after the draft, we'll do the same thing.
That's right.
Yeah, in the end, what they need is impact.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Like, in the end, that's what they need.
It's
They
been a
just
pretty-
need big impact at these different positions. They talked about, building up the bottom half of the roster. That's essentially what they did in free agency. Well, it's draft time now. Now you got to punch.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you got to find out what is that thing that you can do that's actually going to hurt other teams. I don't think that's going to matter if you have 8 offensive linemen. That's not the bigger deal than can you affect the opponent's passer, right? Like, there are impact positions and players that'll be available to him, and that includes, we talked a lot about Genty yesterday. That's why you would take him, because he is an impact guy when he walks onto the roster. That would be a big deal for this team if
It
that's
would
how
be.
it worked out.
And I don't think I would lose my mind. I thought about that a lot when you guys started talking about it yesterday. And
And the reason that you can't lose your mind is because you've got 9 more picks.
Yeah.
And if you go to a deeper position group that's still got some fruit in round 3 or 4, you might be getting the same kind of talent that you get in round 1 or 2
we got
at
a little
different
more.
positions.
We got a little more grace to the guys who are picking them than we've had in years past.
Well,
so we
that's fair.
kind of have a little confidence or trust that
We're going to
they're
let them
find
screw
a
up
couple-
one first.
Yeah, let them screw one
We'll get
up.
mad about it in 2 years.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a great show.
Thank you.
Mike and Tony getting ready to crank it up with Jaguars today momentarily. Jeff, our work is done.
It's been a GFL